oficial, baby, no remix. Todas tus amigas, ese y mis pero el feliz soy yo. Vete pa' que me bautices. Entre la luna y el sol, pegado siento calor, yeah, yeah. Como una historia pa' que me deslice. Y el deslizado soy yo, como haciendo el amor, yeah, yeah. Es que estoy puesto pa' ti, en la cama a fluir. Lo que yo siento por ti, lo que tú sientes por mí, bebé. Es que estoy puesto pa' ti, en la cama a fluir. Lo que yo siento por ti, lo que tú sientes por mí. Lo que quieres, que te caiga en la casa como FedEx. Rapidito pon uno de esos si te atreves. Y si caigo por la noche será de más, será de más. Fresco como mentor, te caliento como el sol. Baby, no te hago el favor, hacemos el amor. Eso es a puro vapor. Y es que se siente mejor si es penalti pedimos el bar. A lo Messi te meto ese gol. En la disco queremos perrear y a solas pues darnos calor. Down, 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 yeah. No se trata de frontear ni de decir que eres mía. Solo quiero disfrutar tu compañía noche y día. Down, 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 yeah, 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 baby, yeah. Es que estoy puesto por ti, en la cama a fluir. Lo que yo siento por ti, lo que tú sientes por mí, bebé. Es que estoy...
Oh my, oh my, mommy. Hey, you made a permanent home in my head. You moving like a goddess, come my way, my way, my way. Your hips on the move, only a real one can do what you do. I caught a body, but you was the shooter. Damn, shot me down one time. Now you wanna hug me down long time. Funny how the love can change sometimes. So we say, hey, back up the bago. I'm pulling up on you.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again. Like I said, back at it again one more time for the kids in the back of the class. Back at it again. And I'm glad to be back at it again with another live stream with me on the camera this time. Salute to K's Business Podcast. What's going on? What's good? What's really good? Shout out to K. Shout out to Pandy. Shout out to everyone watching. I hope you guys appreciate this one. We're going to really get into it. We're going to get very technical, muy caliente technical. We're going to be talking about YouTube tips, don't help creators. We got Gabe A in the building. What's going on? Gabe A, what's good? We're going to be talking about YouTube tips and creator tips and whether or not that stuff helps you in your content. Creator coaches. We're going to talk about YouTube hacks and whether or not that actually helps you. But you know, when we're still going in the intro, we got to let it go. ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to be back at it again. And if you're new to the channel and you're new to me, and judging by the numbers, there are quite a few people who are new to me. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is TubeBuddy Technician, and we're going to be getting very technical tonight. Salute to the people watching me in the chat room. I greatly appreciate it. Salute to the people who catch me on the replay. I appreciate you too. And salute to the people that's watching me in the clouds. I know you're up there, and I appreciate you for your time and your energy. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, YouTube tips don't help creators grow, creator coaches, and hacks. We are really going to get into it tonight because this is something that's been on my mind for, you greased up your hair. Nah, this is water, baby. This is just water, baby. It's, you know, we got that good hair.
Get out of here.
Anyway, we're going to be talking about whether or not this stuff helps you. This has been on my mind for quite some time, and I really want to talk about it because it's important for me to, you know, get this message across to a lot of people who watch me and interact with me, that a lot of the things that you see and hear on YouTube, it's good information, but to an extent. It's good information to a point. Sound is good, video is good, on point, let's go. We getting into it. And a lot of times when creators they're in these clubhouse rooms, these Twitter spaces, these YouTube streams, these chat rooms, they're watching these reels, these shorts, they're consuming all of this information, but there's a backlash behind that information. It causes stagnation, it causes hesitation, it causes FUD, fear and unreasonable doubt within people, and it hurts their creative process. It stunts their growth. And we're going to address a lot of those things tonight. And there's three main things that we're going to address that I posted on a community tab today. And so we're going to address those things first. Let me just make sure I pull up my community tab so we can get it on the big screen. So without further ado, you know, I have to get my song right. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. So first up on the chopping block for me, we got my boy DJ LaFave in the building. DJ LaFave, what's popping? What's cracking? We got Nick Taylor in the building. Sir Nick, what is popping? What is really good? So y'all, we're gonna get into it. And the first thing, and I'm gonna probably do a StreamYard panel. And so if anyone wants to be a part of the panel when I drop it, you know the deal. You know what to do. So let me just set that up in the background, and when I'm ready to do that, we'll get to that. So the first thing up, turn that down just a little bit. That should be at 45. Okay. So first thing up is what causes hesitation, right? So we're going to show my community tab here. That should be 3. There we go. So here on the community tab, let me see if I can just check the comments here. Okay. So I posted earlier today, right? And this is still loud in my ear, so let me just turn that down just a little bit. That should be at 50. There we go. So I posted earlier today, and I asked a question. I said, over the past few days, I've experienced how problematic the creator help space can be for content creators on YouTube. From thumbnails to understanding the quote-unquote algorithm. I plan on doing a stream about it. What would you like for me to discuss? So at the time I posted it, I got 5 votes. I never got tips. I just walked in the dark. I still don't know how to do thumbnails. I hear you, man. And we're going to get into all of that, right? Shout out to BMT. I redeemed dark mode. Leave me alone.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
So, the misunderstanding with gear, what causes hesitation in uploading and getting obsessed with studio setup. So, Super Slide, shout out to Super Slide. He wants me to address 2 and 3. Don Gordito, I got this shit mad big on the screen, wants me to discuss hesitations in uploading. So, the most popular one right now, is what causes hesitation in uploading and getting obsessed with studio setups, right? So we're going to tackle those 2 right now. Okay. So let's talk about it. So what causes hesitation with uploading, right? Now, let me just start by saying this. What causes hesitation is a combination of things, right? And if you see the poll, please vote on the poll as well. There's a lot of creators, they consume so much information in regards to setting up a studio, how to create content, how to do a thumbnail, how to edit, the analytics, the title, the SEO, the tags, all of that. And then they don't upload the content, right? A lot of people get stuck on the thumbnail, right? They get hung up on the thumbnail. They get hung up on the perfectionism that they feel they need based on their creative peers, right? And that's a problem. You see, the hesitation in uploading comes from a perceived need to be a perfectionist with the one drop, right? So you'll have people who would probably only have like maybe 10 videos on their channel, and they're getting hung up on the thumbnail because everybody they watch, all they talk about is a thumbnail. Let me explain to you what a thumbnail is, right? Let me go to you. Let me go to my channel. I'm gonna explain to you what a thumbnail is. Okay? A thumbnail is only meant to get the click. Okay? No matter what anybody tells you, the thumbnail is meant to get the click. That's all the thumbnail is going to accomplish for you. Okay? The thumbnail is not going to guarantee someone subs. The thumbnail might not even guarantee somebody watches your video. All the thumbnail would do is to make someone click the video. Okay? What's going on, Malika 267? What's going on? The thumbnail is there to get the click. Once the person clicks the video and sees the video and clicks the video, the thumbnail is gone. The thumbnail is over. So when these people are in there consuming this creator help information, the one thing they get caught up on is so much focusing on the thumbnails, right? Some people will see my channel and they will say, okay, I don't like that thumbnail, may be confusing, right? It confuses the person and they don't know whether or not to click it. Yada, yada, yada. Let me explain something to you about content. If people are interested, they're going to click and they're going to watch. They may not watch for long. They may watch for long, but they're going to click if they're interested. People will see the title and click because of the title. People will see a thumbnail and click because of a thumbnail, but do not get hung up on thumbnails, right? There's people who will not upload, who will spend hours on a thumbnail. If you're not a graphic designer and you don't understand the process of thumbnails, you should spend no more than 30 minutes on a thumbnail. All the thumbnail has to do is to convey what the content is about in some way or form, right? So I do a tech and chill stream. My stream is about tech information in a chill format. Tech and chill with the technician C over, and it's live, okay? That's it. If you don't want to watch something that says tech and chill, you don't have to click it. It's fine. My thought process and my creative process does not get hung up on the concept of a thumbnail. Okay? And yours should not either. I have thumbnails that I have done videos with this same exact thumbnail and has gotten more videos than all the channels on my channel for the past few months, right? The reason why The reason why I got those many views was not because of the thumbnail. It was because of the topic, it was because of the title, and it was because of other little tricks that I did to get that video trending in a certain manner and form. Okay, it wasn't because of the thumbnail, and I have tried that on my channel multiple times. So what I try to help people and explain to people when they're talking to me about it is that, and if you like what you're seeing, like what you're hearing, do me a big favor and hit that like button. It does actually help the stream get out to more people so that they don't miss the notifications when I go live. So I appreciate it if you go live. Finally got my thumbnail creation ability going. Took me long enough. Shout out to you, Nick. We got my bro Iori in the building. 30 minutes is too long for me. Yeah, it shouldn't take that long to do a thumbnail. Okay? But regardless of that, do not let that thumbnail hesitate and cause hesitation in the upload process, right? Number two, okay? Number two, when it comes to uploading and the hesitation that comes from uploading is the perfectionism, right? So I got simple ones down to 5 minutes. There we go. Perfect. But the elaborate ones take more time, and that's okay. If you're doing a little bit more, it's going to take time, right? Like, that's fine. So there's a need, right? And this comes from being around other creators, right? This isn't from the actual people who are going to watch the video, right? This is from other creators. This is what happens when you're too absorbed in other creator spaces. You think everything is about perfectionism to keep up with your peers, where what matters more is your ability to understand that process and become a master of your own process, right? Gabe says, forget all the thumbnail stuff, hire someone to make them for you. You could do that too, right? You could do that too. And when you do that, you got to factor that into your creation production costs too, right? How much you're going to pay for each thumbnail? Are you going to pay for a pack of thumbnails? Like, you got to factor all of that in, but you can definitely do that. My advice, my personal advice would be to have a concept of how you want your thumbnails to look before you pay someone to do it, right? Because the first thumbnail that you pay for may not be, and I appreciate all those likes, God. That means a lot. That means a lot. I appreciate that. So the first thumbnail you pay for you may not want it to look like the second one, right? So you got to just understand that process when you start paying people to do your thumbnails. Canva is a free software, and everyone can use Canva to do their thumbnails, right? I use Photoshop because I love using Photoshop, but you don't have to use Photoshop. There's Photopea, Canva, Black Ink. There's so many free apps to use. If I'm not aiming to 10K to 25K enough, I'm not paying for no one. Yeah, I feel you on that too. It's great for thumbnails, absolutely. You see, being around a lot of creators, you want to compete with your peers when in certain instances you don't really have to compete with them because your need to compete and be a perfectionist is holding you back, right? There are people on Twitter who say that they've made 5 videos and haven't uploaded one because they don't feel confident about the video. When you're learning the skill, and this is a skill that you have to learn to use, the editing, the uploading, the creation process is a skill. When you're learning this skill, it is repetition, right? It's like shooting free throws. The more free throws you shoot, the better you'll get at it, okay? But if all you do is you treat every video like it's a piece of art and it's solely supposed to get all your views and all your subscriptions, you will never master the process. Treat every upload, every video you do as a free throw. You shoot your shot, it goes in or it misses. You analyze the hits and you analyze the misses and you go on to the next video. What you don't want to do is get hung up trying to make every video perfect. Every video will not be perfect. Every stream will not be perfect. Every short will not be perfect. Every reel will not be perfect. Hell, every community post will not be perfect. Every single thing you do will not be perfect. Don't get caught up looking at Mr. Beast, MKBHD, KC Neistat, Gerald Undone, whoever you think, media, whoever you watch. Do not get caught up on what other people are doing and you striving for perfection. You will fail and you hurt yourself in the long run doing that. You shouldn't have 4, 5, 6, 7 videos in your queue because you're looking at them and you're hesitating to upload. You are hurting your ability to understand your process. Your process is not my process. It's not Gabe's A process. It's not Nick Taylor's process. Okay, it's not Pandy's process. It's not 267's process. It's not Sunshine Films process. Your process is your process, and you have to become a master of your process so that you can reach perfection with how you do your thing. Okay? And the only way you can do that is by constantly practicing, uploading or streaming and doing your content. So don't get hung up on when you upload a video and then you're studying the analytics and you're looking at the views and the impressions and the click-through rate. It doesn't matter. Put your content up there, watch it, see the results, look at the good, look at the bad, and keep it pushing, but do not get hung up on perfection. See, when people when they talk to all of these other creators and they see the B-roll, they see the lights, they hear the audio, they hear the music, they think I need me to look exactly like that. And that's not always the case. Don't let it stop you from making vids. Yes, don't let the need for perfection, the need to view perfection, lack confidence in what you're doing because it doesn't look like this guy or that girl or this person. It doesn't matter. You have to do your thing. Whatever your thing is, you have to do that, and you have to become a master of doing your thing till you become a master, right? You don't want to seek perfection. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. It's just going to perform good, or it could perform average, or it could perform bad. You take the bad with the good and you keep it pushing, but you don't let that stop you from doing your thing. We got Big Pontiac in the building. Salute to you. Makes sense. Makes sense. I'm glad it makes sense. Smash that like button. I appreciate that. I agreed to pay someone, but not an initial yeah, facts. I think it's a preference for when to pay for a thumbnail creation. I started paying for thumbnails at the beginning. It reduces my time. No, and that's the thing, right? Like, we're not, like, I'm not saying don't, like, trust me, right? If see, that's a part of the process, right? So if Gabe says, right? Gabe says, I don't have the time to figure out how to do a thumbnail. I'd rather just pay a person. Then that's your process, right? My opinion does not mean that your process is right or wrong, right? My opinion or anybody else's opinion does not mean that your process is right or wrong. That is your process, right? And that's what I'm saying. Understand your process and how you do your thing, right? So you may be Gabe A, you may pay for an editor. Gabe A records the video, sends it to an editor edits it, does all the tagging and stuff, and does a thumbnail, and that's it. Gabe A's schedule is I do all the recording, send it to my guy, he does all the editing and the thumbnail work. Bing, bang, bada, boom. That is his process. Then all Gabe A has to do is to perfect that process and become a master at his own process. I already called the popo on him as soon as he went live. Do you have any mic recommendations? Yes, we're going to talk about gear. We're going to get into gear. Did it help your channel grow? Do your thing after rest. Nick Taylor, would you be proud? My son, he shot 200 yards out. All right. Yep, it did help my channel grow. That's what's up. All right. We caught up in the comments. So those two are the main reasons why people hesitate to upload content, because they're worried about being perfectionists, and they're worried about, you know what, I'm going to leave the studio setup alone, right? So they're really worried about being perfectionists. Now, the second most requested topic that I had that people say in the community is getting obsessed with studio setups, right? Now, this is a big one. Now, it's not that expensive. Sometimes it's like $5 a thumbnail, maybe $3 a thumbnail. It depends on how much you want to pay. It's definitely not expensive. I know that for a fact. It's definitely not expensive at all. Okay, we'll rock with that. I was just about to say that, Gabe. Hey, Nick Taylor, he got that cybersecurity cash. So, getting obsessed with studio setups, right? And we're gonna play a video, right? So, I've actually had someone tell me this in Twitter, right? They say that they get hung up on the gear because they see Think Media, right? So we're gonna look at Think Media real quick. And Think Media is one of these channels that do a lot of good, but on the back end, it causes a lot of hesitation with creators, right? And I'm gonna show you why.
This really is my dream home YouTube studio setup. All just down here running straight into the camera, so my audio is going to be synced directly into my camera. Now, because the super clamp is right here, I was actually able to connect my
we're going to play this in 1080p. This is staggering. $3 to $5, especially if you're using an international editor. Yeah, it's not that expensive. I promise you, it's really not that expensive.
Podcast arm directly to the handle of that super clamp. Now, as far as my main key light, I have.
So this is Think Media, right? They do a lot of videos to help creators with content and gear and all of these things. Now, I've spoken to a creator before, and he told me that, you know, he didn't know what lights to get because he felt that you needed, this is his actual words, he felt that you needed to spend $200 to $300 on lights to have a proper setup, right? And that's just wrong. Don't get caught up on seeing the consumerism when it comes to studio setups, right? That there is to sell, you know, the products. It's part of, you know, the affiliate sale. It's part of, you know, making money with your channel. You don't need none of this stuff that you see here, right? Everybody does not need a setup like this, right? Don't let seeing the mic, the $300 mic, the nano leaves, the divider, the camera, all that. Don't let the 4K camera, don't let none of this that you see stop you from creating things in your own way. All you need to do content is a camera and light and just a suitable mic, right? The mic that's on your camera or just an additional mic. Okay? And the lights you can have in your kitchen, your bedroom. Okay? It doesn't matter where. You just need lights in a camera. Lights, camera, action. It doesn't say lights, camera, studio clamp, $500 mic, $600 lights, $400 mixer, $2,000 computer, $700 4K mic. It's lights, camera, action. Okay? Remember that. That's what that means. All you need is lights and a camera, and you're good to go. Okay? So let's play a little bit of more of this video so I can explain this, the hang up people have when it comes to studio setups. And we got Don Gordito in the building. What's going on?
Have it in this softbox right here, and this is the only light that I use as my key light. I don't have any sort of fill light, and the reason for that is because when you have a key light that is close enough to you and it's big enough, it actually wraps around really nicely, adds a soft light, so you don't really need a fill light. And I actually prefer a little bit of shadows on this side of my face just to add a little more contrast to the shot. Now, inside this main key light, it's kind of weird. I basically have this LED. Use the screwdriver. I can use the flathead to take all of this stuff off. And so I'll leave this on my desk, and then I have my script and a little phone holder to keep my script here. Sometimes it is actually on my iPad, but sometimes I use my iPad as a...
Okay. So just to give you an idea, right? Just to give you an idea.
So my name is Regina DeVoe. I want to help you get your own studio. I want to help you be able to do what you want to do instead of relying on people and studio time. You can have your own.
Yeah, that's more about music. I'm just going fast forward. There we go. Home studio. There we go.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
No.
So my name is Regina DeVoe. I want to help you get your own studio. I want to help you be able to.
Uh-oh. There we go. Click once for yes. 2 for no. There we go. Oh, we lagging it up, baby. Okay. Ooh, this shit lagging. Come on. What is this? Is this an HDR or something? Bro, I don't know why this shit lagging like that. We good now. Okay, we're gonna
Which had
pass.
some benefits, but overall, the negatives outweighed them. My previous setup lacked acoustic treatment.
So again, like this is just another example of like studio setups, right? Like we got the Scarlett 2.1, we got the Scarlett 2.1A, whichever one it is right here. That's the audio interface. We got the headphones here. He's a musician. So he has his keyboard, his, musical equipment. Looks like a Stream Deck right here. He has his studio monitors on their bass stands, and he's using one ultra wide monitor. Again, we got Citizen Lou in the building. Was good. Again, what you have set up does not have to look like that, right? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm not going to play MKBHD because people really get caught up on things that he says. So we're just going to skip past that one. There we go. So we're gonna play this one here too.
What's up, guys? JT Shaver here with New Layer, and today I'm gonna give you a tour of my YouTube office setup and share 7 specific things that I use to simplify and streamline and create more content. One of my biggest, it comes with 2 different styles of. I can also do any kind of creative lighting.
So there we go. So then now we got the lighting, right? So again, don't get caught up on RGB, right? RGB is an aesthetic. It's not a necessity, right? I like it. I like, people call it the mood lights. I like it. That's my thing. I like to set up the lights. It's part of how I do my thing, and I love it, right? You don't need all of this. All of this is not what you need, okay? You just need a quality light to make sure that your camera isn't in struggle zone when you're recording, and that's all you need, right? The secondary light that I'm using is a mood lamp, right? I'm not even using my USB lights anymore. I'm using a freaking mood lamp, right? So you don't need a $200 Elgato key light, right? A lot of people think that you need that $200, $400 Elgato key light setup because that's the only light they see people use. And the only reason why you see people use that light is because they either got it for free or they got a huge discount on buying it so that they can promote it, and they're set up as an affiliate to promote it. Okay?
That I want. This setup is height adjustable, and since it's made for a monitor, it also comes with these nice little, useful as they are, because I find myself using them every day to charge things like, but you can also record backup audio.
See here, so pretty much again, like
set up for filming talking head video 920 plus, which has 4 bays, and you can connect it to a network or direct.
So there's levels, right? Because I don't want to spend because we got a lot to cover, so I don't want to spend too long on that. So there's levels to your setup, right? My setup is my computer, my ultra wide here, my 1080p monitor here. I actually have my tablet here for some notes because there's a lot of things I want to cover tonight. My camera, my mixer, my headphones, my chair, the light on the back of the chair, my little divider, and my nano leaves, and that's my setup, right? And it doesn't, in my 2 studio monitors, and it doesn't look like a super. I mean, it doesn't look like a super professional YouTuber setup. I'll give you that much. But it works for me, and it's efficient for how I do my thing. So don't let thinking you have to have a perfect YouTube setup to create content stop you from creating content however you want to make content. Don't let that stop you. Okay? Everybody gets to their, gets in their groove, how they get into their groove, right? You don't need expensive equipment to record content. You just need the quality equipment that can do the thing the way you need it to do it. You have a camera that can record clear video. That's all you need. We got a little struggle studio. We got Lou, man. We got Lou together, man, with his studio. You know, it don't matter if you got a struggle studio, man. Everybody gonna struggle one time, one way. Okay, everybody gonna struggle one time, one way. It don't matter, man. So those are the two things in my community tab. So now we got some other stuff that I want to talk about. So let's talk about these YouTube data analysts and, these creator tips, right? So let's talk about the algorithm for a second. Gabe be in his kitchen. Hey, listen, man. Listen. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Chilling in your kitchen. Now, there's a video I want to show you guys because I want to explain this algorithm stuff to you. But I gotta find the video because I don't. Okay, there we go. Let me put this video.
Welcome to
So this is Travis MCP. Travis MCP is a tech content creator. He does like some tech YouTube videos and things like that. There we go. Sorry, y'all. I turned my AC on. So Travis MCP does like tech content, and he has an issue. He's been having an issue because, his channel's not getting views. He's trying to figure out what it is. So this video he does, and again, now I swear I've done a video like this at least once every year, right? Covering this stuff. And usually it's the creator with the face like that in the camera, pleading, talking to his audience, trying to figure out what's going on with his channel. Last year it was Jay's 2 cents. I think that same year it was another girl who had a video with Roberto Blake, and she was talking about the same thing where her channel was being killed off by the algorithm, and she don't know why, right? So this is a constant thing with creators, and I'm going to tell you why it happens, why, some people will never learn from it because of how their minds are trained to think. And I'm going to show you why the power of the people is so important, more important than the algorithm, right? So a lot of people won't understand this concept. So that's the vidIQ guy. Yeah, that's the vidIQ guy, right? So this video is 7 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole 7 minutes. I can't do that, but I'm just going to give you the gist of it.
Doesn't matter what it is. So let's just take the normal, the YouTube algorithm hates me. Over the course of the last year, 3 a.m. right now. I am never awake at 3 a.m., but I could not get this off my mind, and I couldn't get back to sleep because this has been bothering me for about a year now. And I'm just going to share some of it with you because the frustration of YouTube has gotten to the point where I'm ready to just give it all up. I really am. Over the course of the last year, my channel's been
and when most people say that, they're not about to give it up, but we'll continue.
Slowly but surely dying. And that's not something that I ever thought would happen. I figured that over time, and as you get better at something, that you would just continue to grow. And I just want you to put yourself in my shoes for a second. Imagine that you went to work for 4 years and you got demonstrably better at it. And not only did people not appreciate you as much, but you didn't get paid as much. It's literally what's happening here. And I've tried everything. I really have tried everything. The thing is, they tell you if you want your channel to do better, make banger videos, make great videos. I think it's pretty clear that I've been making some of the best videos I've made in my entire 4 years on YouTube in the last couple of months. Easily.
And that's the thing, right? A lot of creators get told to make better. Like when it comes to like video games like Elden Ring, right? Get good. Right? A lot of creators are told to get better, make better content. It's not always about making better content. And like Player Supreme would always say, how you start is how you finish, right? So if you start making content for the AI Skynet, you'll end making content for the AI Skynet. And what the algorithm giveth, it taketh away, right? And it will taketh away at any minutes, at any notice. And you'll have to hold that L as long as it decides for you to hold that L, unless you do something to remove that L from you, okay?
And, you know, you hear this sometimes from YouTubers where they say, oh, the YouTube algorithm hates me. I'm here making one of those videos, which is...
Now, remember, that was a comment that was made by Emily D. Baker on a stream I did a few months ago when they were talking about the future of YouTube, and I was talking about the future of live streaming. And she was saying that the algorithm doesn't hate you, just make better content. And here you have someone who works with vidIQ that's come across that same conundrum, and he's saying that making better content hasn't solved his problem. Let's continue.
It's kind of crazy, but the worst part about it is a lot of times when YouTubers make that type of content because they don't understand how YouTube works. What makes this as really bad as I do. I really do. I've been helping creators grow their channels for the better part of 1.5 years now. It's actually kind of crazy that I've literally helped channels surpass me. Huh? It's a little bit like being a doctor that helps other people get well, but finding out that you're sick and you can't help yourself. Now, of course, some people might say, well, you're just not doing the right type of content, but a lot of the type of content that works in tech is not stuff that I'm interested in anymore. I just want to read specs off about a computer or a phone or a tablet. I don't want to do that. I want the best content I've ever made, and it's getting less views than content. This is a channel, ladies and gentlemen, with hundreds of thousands of views and numbers. You can see what the videos are by looking at its video page. There's nothing more to see here. These are numbers. I'm giving away money on my channel, and it's not working. Hello. So what is this video about? Well,
here's the thing, right? And I'm gonna address this multiple times tonight. There is no person who understands YouTube. Okay? I've come to the conclusion there is no one person who understands YouTube. There are people who understand certain ways to get traction, but there is nobody that understands YouTube. All right? There's no creator and there's no data scientist that works in YouTube on discovery for YouTube that understands how YouTube truly works. Okay? So you'll see people post, and I'm going to post another example from vidIQ when they're talking about this. You'll see people use videos as examples for things where you can't really measure that to what you're doing. Like, remember, I just said you can't compare your thing to someone else's thing because they're two different things. Okay? So you can't compare a channel that just posts numbers and gets millions of views compared to your channel when you're giving away money, because they're two different things. Two different things means two different audiences. Two different audiences means two different interests. Two different interests means two different levels of engagement. Two different levels of engagement means two different results. Two different results means different experiences altogether, okay? So you can't really compare someone that's making something completely different to what you're doing because you're giving out money. He doesn't get it. That's a poor analogy. And again, Superside, we got Superside in the building. What's going on? That's a poor analogy. I know it's a horrible analogy too. That's what I'm talking about. He doesn't get it. We're gonna break it down. We gonna shout out to the Boom Boom Room. All right, I'm a big YouTuber. We got Sharky in the building. So we're gonna break it down. All right, we're gonna break this down.
I mean, at this point, I'm out of ideas. I'm out of ideas. I try to do the things.
And remember, Jay's two cents had this confused look too when he was talking to his audience. It's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over. We're going to explain why.
That used to work for the last couple of years. That doesn't work. I'm trying to do things that are new and unusual and original. Things that you people, the people who actually do get to see them, really like. These last couple of series I've made, I'm actually pretty proud of, and people who've watched them are liking this with topic into them more. And before you see people who've subscribed to me want to see my content and just
Part 2, okay? YouTube completely broke their notification system, and they have never tried to fix it or repair it ever since. They've made adjustments while having your notifications grouped up together, but they've never completely fixed notifications. Notifications on YouTube are broken. That's why no one sees your content. YouTube completely broke the notification system. Yeah, if you're subscribed to MKBHD, you'll probably get his videos. Linus Tech Tips, you'll get his videos. Subscribe to Travis MCP and see over, you might not. YouTube completely broke the notification system. And that is hurting creators all across the board.
It's not being shown to them anymore. And before you say, well, you need to do this with thumbnails and this with titles and this with topics, I've talked to everybody. I'm talking about some of the best growth experts in the industry.
Now, remember, when you're talking to these people about your channel, that is exactly what they'll tell you. Fix your titles. Look at your banners. Look at your thumbnails. Okay? That's exactly what they'll tell you. But the people who tell the people these things, that's not working for them. Listen, I'm not here to ruin anybody's bag. I'm just here to point out a little, just a little bit. Maybe I'm just here to point that out. Okay? That's why I just said earlier, don't kill yourself over a thumbnail, because all that shit means is just to get a click. He's not getting views. He's not getting the amount of views that he normally gets, but we're going to look at his channel and point out why he's not getting those views too. Okay? And he's going to point, now listen to him talk about the data scientists.
As well as YouTube themselves. And I don't mean the Twitter account. I've literally been on a call with someone who works on the search and discovery portion of YouTube, the algorithm. And they looked at my channel, and here I am. It's been an incredibly frustrating.
Now, I don't know why my audio is lagging like that. Yeah, we're just going to go through. I don't know why that's happening. That shit always happens. Anyway, did you just hear what he said? Right? You heard what he just said, right? He even spoke to the data scientist behind Discovery. And it's not helping. Let me explain something to you one more time. No one understands how YouTube works. No one. Not even the people who punches in the ones and the zeros truly understand how the system of YouTube works anymore. The system has become so convoluted, so crazy, and so out of control that not even the data scientists that are part of the discovery system in YouTube understand and can explain how YouTube works when it does things like this to creators' channels. They can't explain it. So when I tell you, it don't matter what channel you're subscribed to. If they tell you that they understand YouTube, I will tell you, and I'll tell them to their face. Or any room or any space, it doesn't matter. No, you don't. Because I have watched content, and I've watched bigger creators than him say the exact same thing. I spoke to the guy. I'm not talking to the creator. I'm not talking to an analyst. I'm not talking to a top data person. I'm talking to someone who received tax returns directly from YouTube because they work for YouTube. And they told me, they pulled their computer out, looked at everything, and said that they don't know. So if you're telling me that you know more than the person that actually, one of the few people that actually work in the damn building of YouTube? No, you don't. You don't. No one understands how this thing really works. People can pinpoint things. People can explain certain things. They can break certain things down so you can have a better understanding, but no one knows how this works. Because when things like this happen, there's no one that can explain that to you and make it make sense for you, right? But I can, just a little bit. Just a little bit. I can't explain everything, but he's going to explain to you in his next video how to circumvent the AI system when it messes your channel up. So we're going to, I don't remember everything that he said in this video, but let's continue.
And just a demoralizing experience. This is not a scam. This is...
So pretty much he's asking for comments. So his thing now is he's going to give like $1,000 to someone random in the comment section. So because of that, this video got 12,000 views. It was posted on the 16th, got 12,000 views, got 2,051 comment, and a bunch of people saying we don't want the money, but oh, we love you, we like your content, blah 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 blah. Okay. Next video. So here we go now. So now he's, you know, thanking the people who watched the video.
I mean, what can I say? It's about 24 hours, almost exactly since I released.
And I don't know why I'm having the thing with the audio again. I apologize. We're just going to continue with the video. It's clicking in and out. I don't know why, but we're just going to go ahead and continue.
My last video. By the time you see this, it'll be a little bit more than that. But as of right now, it's 24 hours since I released my last video. Man, what an incredible show of support you guys and gals have shown me. Like, in a way that is significant. I want to take a little time in this video to answer some of your questions. There's a lot of themes that came up in the comment section, and I do want to talk about those things. But I just want to tell you that from the bottom of my heart, I am blown away. And it's not even about the views. The views aren't like excellent, but the amount of comments. Let's talk about that first. That's really interesting. So I don't know how to explain this other than to say, typically, I mean, my videos get different amounts of comments depending on how many views they get. Which is a lot of comments, but those comments are spread out over time, and it's and it wasn't just one or two people; it was a lot of people. A little interesting, and it's probably in the right channel for you to show stuff and the phone switch videos and stuff, and even more stuff that I'm hoping. So the vast majority of the money goes right back to the channel. But over the last couple of videos that I've done from Renewed, they were getting less and less views. People seem to be less and less interested. I get people that say, "Oh, I love that." Maybe don't even realize that I've done like 3 of those videos in the last year. Maybe haven't even sales on, because even if you have them on, it sounds like some people are saying in the comments that they're just not getting notified. So resubscribe and then watch 2 or 3 videos in a row, and then I should show up on your homepage more often. I don't exactly know why that video broke through so much, because there was several people like, I haven't heard from you in over a year.
Now here we have someone who works at YouTube. I mean, who works at like vidIQ. And, you know, they're the ones that help creators with, like, you know, growing their content. And he doesn't know why his video was able to break through to so many people, right? And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to, like, people getting caught up and not really learning and understanding and learning from things. And there's creators who do this a lot, right? So I'm gonna let him play this part out, and I'm gonna explain to you why it happened.
And this video was on my homepage. And what makes it really interesting is that happened within the first couple of hours. Typically, that sort of thing happens days or sometimes weeks later on through video. But that was happening within the first couple of hours. So I don't know what YouTube has been up to, because so many people in the comments were like, I just haven't seen you on my homepage. That's a really strange one. But thank you guys for sharing the information. It was very helpful. Hopefully that video breaking through will help some of my other videos break through, but we'll see. The amount of support that I received, especially the people who said they just straight up the money, was
See, so let me explain why it happened. All right. So come off the screen for a minute. So remember when I talked about the independent researchers looking at what the algorithm does to content creators that, you know, they choose to shadow ban, right? And he pointed out that a lot of creators, when they were dealing with shadow ban and being shadow banned on the platform, they were able to circumvent the shadow banning due to pure support from human beings. When you rely, see, the AI is not, oh, I don't know what made the AI push those videos to more people. Making sure we're not laggy. Okay, we should be good. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the music right now. I just let me know if my audio is coming through good. We should be good on the audio side. I don't know what's going on with the music. So when the people are supporting the content and the actual people are pushing the content out to more people, right? That circumvents anything that the AI system is set up to do, right? Pure engagement by human beings will always beat whatever the AI is capable of doing to your channel. Whatever the algorithm is capable of doing to your channel, human beings, actual support will beat it, right? It's documented. People beat the AI. If you let your channel be held up with the AI and you make content for the algorithm and you want to niche down all the other stuff, yes, this will happen to you. When it happens, everything's good. Just let me know if the music is cutting out on your end, right? If you guys can hear the music and it's not cutting out, please let me know, because it's cutting out in my ear. But if it's not on stream, then I can just deal with it on my end. That's fine. I just don't want y'all to hear that. But I hear it is fine. I blame Nick for the studio trepidation. Y'all put an Inquisitor curse on me. Y'all put the Inquisitor curse on me, man. Come on, I thought we were cool. But wait a minute. If you only make content for the algorithm, when it takes from you, you'll be in this position too. And you can speak to whoever you want. They won't be able to help you. The people can help you though. He doesn't understand that he appealed to people to support his channel with a call to action. That call to action calls people, music is found in my ear. Okay, so it's just in my ear. That's fine. As long as it's just in my ear, we're good to go. That's all I need. That's all I need to know. Thank you. That call to action calls people to support your channel en masse. But you're so caught up in the algorithm that you don't understand that, right? And we're going to let this video play and you're going to show how he doesn't understand that. And he's going to repeat these same mistakes again. Respectfully. Okay.
There were a tremendous amount of very genuine stories that blew me away. The thing ultimate compliment. And I'm keeping it. You know, there are some people like, oh, I don't like it, it's cringy. You know, I gotta be honest, like, if you can't last 5 seconds to an intro song and a little intro
I don't really like his intro either, just to be honest.
This probably isn't the right channel. People came to me through the Amazon new series of videos. And those were fun to do. I think the problem with them is that I've noticed over the last couple of videos that I've done from Amazon, they were getting less and less views. People seem to be less and less. Sounds like some people are saying in the comments that they're just not getting notified. So resubscribe and then watch 2 videos in a row, and then I should show up on your homepage more often. I don't exactly know why that video breaking through will help some of my other videos break through, but we'll see. The amount of support that I received, especially the people who said they just straight up don't want the money, was not just encouraging, it was overwhelming, and I was so incredibly humbled and thankful. It was interesting. I got a lot of people reaching out to me on Twitter and here on YouTube, and really offering anything, you know, just, hey, let's talk to you, anything, whatever. And it's pretty awesome. I appreciate that. I really am appreciative of that, and I thank you. Some people are like, well, I stopped watching you when you became like an Apple fan, which I think that to say that feelings, and I understand that. And the whole phone series is about reviews, but I don't find a lot of enjoyment in typical reviews. I figure out a way that I review them in a way that's satisfying, but every time I think about like reviewing something, it doesn't appeal to me at all. So I want to do something that's interesting that you can't watch anywhere else. The phone switch series, no one else is doing. If you want to help, all you got to do is watch a couple of videos, especially if you're one of the ones who's been getting notifications. Watch 2 or 3 videos from any of my series. I'll leave a link in the description for a couple different ones, and then of course you can go to my. Interesting. I got a lot of people reaching out to me on Twitter. I've literally never done a video that's dunked on Bixby, and I've literally done a video that dunks on Siri. I've been they get twisted feelings. I understand that, like, brand loyalty is a thing. I'm definitely talking that
he said
on Twitter and here on YouTube, and really offering anything. You know, just hey, let's talk to you. Very hopefully that video breaking through will help some. This is something that I can't even help. My suggestion is do 2 things. Number 1, unsubscribe, and resubscribe.
Okay, so I'm gonna watch this last video because I think this is where he says he talks about making content again.
And the number 1 thing I learned is y'all are amazing. Like, absolutely 2,500 comments. The engagement.
So as you can see, he got a result from people, but still focusing on the data, the analytics, the comments, and things like that, right? When you are focusing so much on so much data and analytics, you forget that there are people that are watching your content, right? People turn into numbers, but numbers aren't people. Okay? The people are watching your content. The people are supporting your content. The people shared your content out. Skynet had nothing to do with that. That was the people choosing to do that. You got to understand, it's the people who will help you when you have issues like this. Your actual fans that watch your content. You have to appeal to the people and not the AI, right? And we're going to show you how he appealed. Like, he got the response from the people, but he's still going to appeal to the AI.
Agent is off the chain, like incredible. And one of the things that I noticed that these videos broke through. Finally, people that haven't seen me for a year or more in some instances are starting to see my video now, even seeing some of my old content. So like I said in this video, this appears to be working. All you have to do is, if you have me subscribed and completely missed, and learn that I'm doing stuff that you like. It's like we almost beat YouTube in a weird way. Like, we finally conquered what's been holding me back in a certain way. We still got a long way to go.
No, you didn't beat YouTube. There is no beating YouTube. All right, you didn't beat YouTube. YouTube gave you what it gave you. That's just the way it is. It gave you what it gave you. You make content for the algorithm. You make content to reach your analytics and your numbers, and that's the results you get. You only will receive exponential results when you appeal to the people and try to reach out to the people. Not make content. Make content for people that make content that people want to watch. Okay? When you make content that people want to watch, that people are showing up every day to watch, you don't got to worry about what the AI wants to do. You don't got to worry about where the AI says it'll place you. The people will show up. The people will watch. Make content that people want to watch. The problem is, a lot of these creators get into this rut because they're so caught up making content based on the system with their team. Then when that falls through, they're in the camera with the sad face trying to figure out what's going on. Make content for the people. Yeah, it sounds like he's I mean, a lot of it's kind of begging too, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? It's begging for support and engagement for his channel because it's not getting what it needs. The problem is, if you don't put yourself in a position to be begging for comments. Make content that people want to watch. Make the content that people want to watch. And guess what? If you make something that you enjoy and you want the people to watch, and you're not getting the same views, be satisfied with the results, because at least you're making content that people want to watch and you're enjoying the process. Let's see. Let's hit some of these comments. We got Gabe A. Sound like he's begging. We got, I love Travis, but in all fairness, he doesn't have 200K subs. I understand creators always want to get bigger, but smaller YouTubers might see his complaints as, I mean, Travis has 100K subs, so that's not a small creator. YouTube wants to put the right content in front of the right viewer, keep them watching, but in actuality, YouTube doesn't always put the right content in front of the viewer to keep them watching. That's why he's in this position that he's in now. Let's continue. Sharkfin, finish your sentence. I don't see what the rest of your sentence, but we're gonna continue.
To do, but thank you. Like, I want to go back over the thank yous I did in my last video. Definitely check it out if you missed it. It's been an amazing
Because it's kind of like he's fishing for engagement,
again,
right?
About you, the video that will come out after this is kind of one of those videos where I put a title that might be triggering for some people, but then the video itself, I think, is really good, and it goes back to brand loyalty, and that's what I do address.
So you had a whole situation where you weren't getting traction and attention that you need. You appeal to your audience is reaching out to you, and you reward them by making a video for clickbait, with a clickbait title to get people's attention. So do you see how the person you see how the person kind of goes back into that cycle, right? You see how that works? Because the catchy title, clickbaity title and thumbnail is, again, to trick people into liking and clicking the video. Right? It's a concept that's preached all across YouTube. To get the catchy title, the mouth open, the clicky title, the clickbaity thumbnail, to get the click. But once you get the click, and the person's like, I don't want to hear this, they click off. Now they're gone, and they're not coming back. And then you're back here again, trying to figure out why your channel is not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Which is, some people, and I know this for a fact because I've actually talked to people in the comment section, will see a title of a video, not even watch it, and then comment on it, thinking they understand how I feel about a certain subject. The title and thumbnail are there to make you want to click it. That's really what they're there for. They're not there for any other reason. And an idea of what I'm going to talk about and make you want to watch it. If it's a boring title and thumbnail, you're not going to click it.
You see, it's not about the thumbnail being boring, right? I'm saying that small creators might cringe at Travis' complaints because he's already relatively big YouTuber. No. You don't have to be a big or small creator to cringe at what he's saying, right? Like, it doesn't matter how many subs you have to understand what a person's saying, right? Like, I don't have 100,000 subs. I can understand what he's saying, but I can also cringe at what he's saying, right? Because my stance is, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you have to beg for comments and engagement to get your channel seen by people, right? If you're making content that you actually legitimately enjoy, and you're making content that people actually want to watch, then you shouldn't have to be in the position where you're asking people to comment and you're willing to pay people to comment on your video. I mean, like, come on. You know, if you like if you like what you're doing, and if people like what you're doing, you should be in that position. So it doesn't matter if a person is big or we don't understand, right? That's that kind of you know, YouTube elitism, like I don't have 100K, so I don't understand. Right? That's nonsense. But let's continue.
I'm gonna put something out there that makes you at least think and go, what's this about? Click and watch. But I want you to watch. If you ever see a title from me that feels kind of like I'm poking the bear, that's not really what's happening. Watch the video. I think you're gonna see always consistent message. I have been for the last several years. Two, the game show that I've been doing lately, I haven't seen that. In some way are still going to be here, and some other things I can come up with. I have some ideas from interesting content you won't see anywhere else, and this gotta be I gotta get this through to everyone who's still going to be around. I'm not going to be your ordinary tech channel. There will be times when I review things but not anyone else. Phenomenal. If you haven't already, go back to like the last two videos and just read the comments. They are an amazing group from all over the world. And listen, it's going to be a hard road to hoe. There's still a lot more to go, but y'all showed out in a way that other YouTube channels have just not been able. I literally channel had 400,000 views on a video, and it had less comments than the combined comments.
And now you're comparing your. I swear to God, listen. Now you're comparing the comments that you got on your pleading video to other channel that got 400,000 views. You're matching metrics. You're going back into the data. Okay? Your data cannot explain 12,000 views versus 2,500 comments on a video. Your data can't explain that. It's based on the support from the people. But you get the support from the people, and then you're placing it back into data to understand data points again. So, you know, we're done with this. You know, a lot of times when people, you know, go through this process, they eventually end up there next year. You know, it's always usually the same thing. I don't know what else to tell you about that. Now, what I'll actually do is, let's take a look at the channel for a second, right? So this is his channel, right? So he has 119,000 subscribers. So he's not a, you know, a small creator by any point of the matter, right? But just simply just look at the surface level of his content, just based on views, because this is what a person like him would like look at. Excuse me, he'll look at his views, his engagement, and things like this, right? So that video got 4,000. Then the thank you video got 11. The YouTube is killing me got 12. All the other videos didn't really get comparatively close to that. Besides the Android video, right? I made a lifelong Android user switch. Then another Android video, 27. Then a phone video, iPhone, 25. Then a video about Samsung, 21. Another video about iPhone and Samsung, 21. Another video about Samsung, 13. Another video about Galaxy, 56. iPhone, 16. Galaxy, 10, 14. So this video right here got 2,000 views. The Galaxy video again, 32. Samsung, 32. You got Samsung again, 16. Whatever. This Wi-Fi video, 4,000. Surprise my friend. Let's see, Pixel, a phone video, 618, Samsung 14, Samsung 17, iPad, Apple products 10, iPhone 95, a mini fridge product, 10K. Problem with Tech YouTube 5, Tech YouTube is dead, 10. Why you don't care about iPhone 14, Apple AirTag product, 10K. Stop using, okay. MacBook product, 11K, iPhone 19K. Okay, challenging iPhone user, iPhone product and Apple, Android and Apple, 74K. iPhone 23K, more product, 41K. Okay, 17K there. Apple AirPods, 49K. So, I mean, I can cut to the chase what's going on. Imagine me caring about the issues of somebody with 100K subs. Look here, man. Listen. I wish you the best, okay? But I don't know what to tell you, because me looking at this, I know what type of content. When he doesn't do consumer technology videos, his videos don't seem to do well. All right, like your audience, right? So here's what they'll tell you, right? See over, that was an old comment. Okay, listen. They will tell you exactly what I'm about to say right now, right? This is what they will tell you. If I'm looking at this, obviously, you should just do consumer products, right? Like, no one, like, you think the creative videos are good, but no one cares about those videos the way you think they would. Like, people care, people watch. Look at all these views. You got 161,000 views last year, 305. Look at all these views, seven digit view counts, right? But here's what happened, especially with 100K followers that Gabe. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like they don't do well, right? Now look at this, right? So here's what happens, right? You get caught up making, you know, content for the tech YouTube algorithm, and then you get tired, right? You get tired of having to buy the products. You get tired of reviewing the products. Now you don't want to review the products. So you want to change your content, but you still want to get the same views, and you want people to like the content as well. It don't work like that. I don't work for vidIQ, TubeBuddy, or any of these companies, but I can tell you that just by looking at it. Like, you have to be able, listen, there's a time where you want to change your content, and there will be a period of lull where you have one group of people who watched you for this and the other group of people who watched you for that, right? When you want people to watch this, the people who are watching your old content, they're going to stop coming, they're going to stop watching, and then the new group of people that you want are going to tune in more. But between those two periods, there is a lull between the times when everything gets situated on your channel. So when you're trying to do that transition, you have to accept that you're not going to get those views anymore. You have to accept that. But what you cannot do is change the way you're making content. But this is the thing, they will tell people the same thing when they're auditing these people's channels. This is what's confusing for me, is that it's obvious to me, but not to him. Okay? When you're changing your content, there's going to be a period where people aren't showing up anymore. You can do all of this you want with the face in the thumbnail, right? You can do all of that. You can do that till you turn blue in the face. You'll get your pop right here. You'll get your pop. You'll get your pop, and you'll come right back to your baseline. You'll get the pop and you'll get the boost, right?
Welcome to my channel.
Okay. Stop, please. Stop, please.
That sounds fun to you.
Stop, please. Thank you. Okay. So you'll get the pop. Okay, you'll get the pop, deleted videos here, whatever, deleted views. You'll get your pop, and then you'll come right back down to the baseline. Okay, it's not rocket science. You force engagement, but the engagement's not legit, and you'll come right back down to your baseline. It happens every time. That's why it doesn't matter when people tell you that they know and understand YouTube, right? Do you think that YouTube sees how a video does with your current subscribers and pushes it out to greater masses? All that happens, right, is that YouTube is two things, right? There's engagement and then what the algorithm does, right? So pure engagement will brute force push the content out to people, right? Pure engagement will push the content out to people, right? When you make so let's say this, right? So you're a surfer on a wave, right? So you're riding the wave. It looks like I'm dropping frame rate now again. Oh my God, what the fuck is going on? We're back at this shit again. Okay, hopefully we're good. Anyway, we're just gonna keep going. So the algorithm is a wave, right? So if you want to ride the wave of the algorithm, you have to deal with what it gives you. You get good waves and then you get bad waves. And then when there's no waves, you have to deal with that as well. When you brute force it with engagement, when people brute force what the algorithm does, instead of you using a surfboard, you're on a jet ski. So it don't matter what the wave is going to give you. You're just going forward anyway. Okay? So when you make content and you want to stay within the algorithm and help the algorithm push your content out to people, when it stops pushing your content out, you have to accept those results, right? Because on the flip side, when you rely on the people for your engagement, when you rely on your people for support, the people watching your content, sharing your content, engaging with your content is going to supersede anything that the algorithm can do. It will brute force the algorithm to a point where it can't derank. It doesn't matter if it sends notifications out there, because the people going to see your content regardless. So it depends. Those vidIQ those vidIQ Clubhouse rooms, while well-meaning, never actually watch the videos of the creator they're auditing. Hence the emphasis on thumbs and titles. The video looks good. See, I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm just getting some notifications on my end, but if we're good, we're good. So, I mean, here's the thing, right? With the Clubhouse rooms, right? It's to a point, right? Like, let me see do I got that on my notes? There we go, right there. So it like the Clubhouse rooms are information overload, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. And hold on, let me see where we at. Let's see. Let's just go live on Twitter. Let's see what happens if we go live on Twitter. If anybody wants to come in to the conversation, you come into the conversation. That's the StreamYard. I'm opening the StreamYard right now. If I pin this, will that remove the poll? Okay. So if you want to join the StreamYard, you're more than welcome to. So it's information overload, right? Because the people, a good portion of the time, a lot of creators already have those answers that they're asking, right? You know the answer. You know the answer before you ask, but you just need confirmation. So you're not asking to learn, you're asking to be confirmed or to get like confirmation on what you already know, to make so that you can feel that what you thought is right? It's not like, how many times do you need someone to tell you about a thumbnail, right? So how many times do you need someone to tell to you about a title? How many times? And we're just talking about in general. Like, there's people that don't even watch like these creator coach content creators and they know how to do a thumbnail, right? There are people who have issues with the actual content that they make, but they'll never get that help because they're being told about superficial things that can only help you on a surface level, right? Like, if you're a content creator and you're trying to figure out why people aren't watching your content, and one person tells you to always fix your thumbnails and fix your banner in your about section, but I click your video and your video's dark and grainy and I can't hear you and your audio, and I hear your fan and your AC and your air conditioner and your refrigerator and the TV in the background and a fire alarm. I mean, I know why people don't actually stay and watch now. Got nothing to do with your fire thumbnail or your clicky title. It has to do with how you have your content set up. Your setup to create content needs some fixing. You need better lighting. You need to learn how to reduce the noise in your room, in your area, in your recording space. You need to fix your camera and or upgrade your camera. Fix your mic and or upgrade your mic. Fix the area that you're recording and or change the area that you're recording. Okay, so you need to do all of those things. Give me 1 second. Okay. So that's why those rooms don't really help people, right? It's not because, you know, the information isn't helpful. It's because they already got those answers. A lot of people that like, oh, we got Gabe A in the building. What's going on, Gabe A? Let's switch to the big screen.
What's up, man?
What's going on? Gay Bay, what's popping?
Not too much, man. Chilling.
How you doing, man? Shout out to Gay Bay in the building. Hey, Gay Bay, man, what's going on? What you got for me?
Not too much, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you
I see you. I'm not in StreamYard, but I'm looking at the StreamYard. I'm on the stream right here, so.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so I can see you and hear you perfectly fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're good.
Okay, yeah, dope. No, man, I just think the guy. I think he's cool with everything. But I do think, just like you mentioned, he was kind of, I don't know,
begging.
Like, it seemed like he was trying to switch up his content strategy without it actually being a thing that made people come to his channel. So as a result, just switching up everything caused, I don't know, maybe one of the dips that you were talking about. So, you know, I think he was trying to switch too quick and was expecting the results too fast.
So it was him switching up his content, but getting frustrated with the results, right? Because he thinks, because he works at vidIQ, he has an understanding of all the data and all the analytics and stuff. So he figured if he repeated the same process with his old content, with his new content, he's going to get the same results.
I think that's what it is. As a, like, it was still just like you were showing with tech videos, like his consumer electronic tech review videos. Those are still doing numbers. So I'm like, I don't know what you're complaining about.
No, I mean that's the thing. Like that's why when Sharky was talking about 100, we may not understand, like, because he's a big YouTuber, or you may not understand because he has 100K. Like, you don't need to have 100,000 subscribers to look and see if you get 14 to 50,000 views in 5 straight videos to figure out what kind of content worked for your channel. Now, you don't need to have 100K to understand that concept.
Yeah, I agree. But I do see some other stuff, like his numbers have been going down, I guess, trending down overall, because he got some stuff that he was doing like maybe 7 months ago, 11 months ago, where he was getting 60, 70, 80,000.
A lot of views.
Yeah, so maybe that 20, 30 wasn't satisfying him.
No, that's probably, because that's what it was, because he said it hasn't been for a year or so. So I looked at his channel. I'm like, what the? Yeah. Like, what are we talking about? You got videos that get like 160, 80, 90, 72, 200. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, because he got one that he got a year ago. That's his highest view. He got
300. I think it was the 300,000 one, right?
No, he got a 907 one.
Oh, okay. Was that something about the Android or Apple?
It was how to track a cell phone location.
Oh, the Apple tag. Yeah, the Air tag.
I think the Air tag, he did another one of those and put it on his friends. That was the 305.
Yeah, that's the 305 one.
But
not a 304?
No. This guy. No, but we got one from a year ago that's, I mean, it's still with numbers. I got the vidIQ application. Look like it's still getting views even now. It says 4 views per hour from something he posted a year ago. So, you know, he just, I guess he just seeing a trend downward.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Is that when you're doing a massive change, there's going to be a lull, right? You either satisfied with it, you stick through it, or you cry out for help, and you ask for comments, and because his first video he was gonna pay people in the comment section $1,000.
That would have been interesting. I would have gotten it.
The things like he had a lot of people say, "Oh, we don't want the money, we just love you," but I understand community and engagement and getting people that are behind you. But I also understand, I understand that, when you change things, you have to understand the results that are coming with that change. And trying to trick the algorithm into pushing your content out to more people by getting people to comment just won't work. From what I've seen, never works in the long run. Like you get that pop, you get that 2-3 day pop, and then you go back to the baseline. Like he did his video yesterday, got 4,000 views, right? That's the baseline, right? It may get to 9, it may get to 10, but after a day, that video got 4,000. That's your baseline. And if you're not happy with that, either keep doing content videos or be satisfied with the results. So YouTube Creator Tips says, evergreen content is nice. I have a video that was out for over a year and only had 1,500 views. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of the pandemic, it jumped to 45K. There you go. That's the algorithm. Okay. See, that's how that works. Okay. That's
Can mess with it a little bit. If
Yeah.
you like use like Google ads or something.
Yeah, Google ads. Google, actually, I'll be honest with you, Google ads is a great way to brute force the algorithm into getting views and engagement. Google ads, I mean, if you got the money to do, Google ads actually works very well.
Yeah, and it's not that expensive. I think so. So I had a person that does my videos. He gave me a little trick.
Gabe, what is your channel again?
Struggle Security.
Okay, I was trying to remember what the hell the channel was. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, well, I wonder what Gabe's channel was.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this topic and your and you know, you with your thumbnails and you pay your guy to do your stuff popped into my head, but I just couldn't remember the name of the channel. Okay, Struggle Security. Okay, I remember.
Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm subscribed. Now I've never seen the video pop up on my feed. No.
It should eventually.
Yeah, but you know, but that's on me too because I'm subscribed to like 900 channels, so it's tough competition on my subscription list.
So you like the more popular, I'm sure.
Yeah, like my feed is crazy. Let me add one of your videos to one of my tech playlists. Oh, look at this. You got a video right here that got 24K. Russia cyber hacking.
Yeah, man.
Russia cyber hacking again.
Yeah.
So
that's the trick that I want to tell you about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that what I did initially is that I made make a teaser video that draws you to the full video. Now the teaser video, you make that unlisted and you put Google ads on it. It'll draw traffic to it, and you put the full video description or full video link inside, like in the video and also in the first comment and in the description section. That will filter individuals who actually want to see your content versus people who don't want to see it. So a lot of times people put Google ads on like a full video or so, right? And that just draws a whole bunch of people to a video that they might not want to see. Now, when you do the teaser gives it very short and people who click on the full video link, people who actually want to see more of what that video is. So that increases your click-through rate, your engagement rate, and your watch time hours for that video, because the people that come to that full video are the people who probably have seen the teaser and the people who actually want to see that particular content. So, and that's worked out good, man.
So, and also another more tricks that you can do, like if you're strictly just talking about, you know, with the data system, is you take a video, right? You take a video that is popular in regards to this topic, and I'm not too sure if you said that already, but you add that into your pinned comment, right? So if
you look at my community tab, that's exactly what I.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, I'm talking about on the actual video itself, right? So let's go here and let's look at the video. Link to full video. Okay, so that's the full video, and then you posted a teaser to the. Okay, so that also works. That also works too, right? What I was saying is in like what I was saying. Another thing is, you see how you have your Russia cyber hacking actual video itself, right? So you have the full video here. So when you have the full video as a pinned comment, you link a popular video talking about your same subject, right? So that when people search, when people are searching for that popular video, your video gets dragged into it too. That's when you're playing with the algorithm and you know, and popular videos and the recommendation system.
So you have another popular video, you pin it to the top.
So let's say this. So we're gonna go Russia cyber hacking, right? We're just gonna take that keyword. Let me look at your tags. It looks like Russia cyber attacking is the keyword, right? So we're gonna look at Russia cyber attacking. We're gonna put Russia cyber attacking in the search bar, right? So we're not going to use MSNBC. We're going to use something else. Okay, so this is a recent event that people are talking about. So let's say,
super recent.
Yeah. So let's do. I don't like using MSNBC. I don't like using mainstream news stuff sometimes because YouTube is very funny. Well, okay, let's say for instance we just wanted to use that, right? So then we'll take the Today Show, right? So say like your videos is, your videos like making a comment on something you saw in the news, right? So what you would do is you would take this clip here, you would copy it, you would come back to your cyber attack video, the actual video, not the trailer, right? The actual video, and you will come into the comment section, and then you would say, as reported, such and such, whatever, on today's show, blah, 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 see report here, right? And you leave that as the pinned comment so that whenever someone comes to the video, they watch your video, automatically that video is right there in their recommendations, that so they can go and click that. So that when more people watch your video and then click to that video, your video trends with that video because it's authoritative content, and it just starts going.
I did the pinned comment from the comment section on the full video. I got you.
On the full video, yeah, on the full video. Not to, you can still keep doing the trailer thing. The trailer thing is actually interesting. I never heard of that one before. So the trailer thing works good, but on the final video, use in a finished video, that's from a bigger reputable site, and that video will get trending with it. That's what I did with one of my videos. When I talked about a piece of equipment, I took something from B&H, pinned it in there, and then it just kept getting views.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll try to do that in the future for sure.
So let's see what we got. YouTube creator tips. So do I sort of works in my favor. So okay, smaller panels. Yeah, Gabe works in IT. Gabe works in IT. Okay, you're commenting on your struggle security channel. Okay. So I work for a company that has a platform like YouTube, all cloud-based, do lots of AWS Azure. Okay.
So the cloud-based tech platform.
Gabe says, blame it on Putin. The FSB KGB screwed up the YouTube algorithm.
Oh man.
They would love.
Subject. A lot is happening. So I might even do another one on the subject.
No, I mean, keep hitting. See, that's the thing, right? So you like, if see, let's come back to your channel, right? So there's two ways that you can, keep hitting something, right? You can keep talking about it because you're talking about cybersecurity. So eventually you were going to talk about Russia anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, eventually you're going to talk about Russia, North Korea, China. They're eventually going to cross your desk one way or another because those are cybersecurity concerns.
Yeah, but I don't think people typically come to YouTube for that content. It depends. A lot of times people look at cybersecurity content on YouTube when they're career, so they transition to the field or new to the field, and that's typically what a lot of my content is focused towards. I think this Russia, the Russia topic is just hot right now.
Yeah,
it won't be hot for forever, but it's hot.
No.
The war's happening.
Yeah, it won't be like this forever. No, definitely not. It won't be like this forever. It won't be like this forever.
Like scout YouTube, try to really find out all the content that's doing on cybersecurity. It's mainly career stuff. So as you see the research I did, I think that dropped yesterday. Yeah,
Yesterday.
And that's cybersecurity remote work. So that is a big one. Everybody want to say, don't nobody want to go back to the office. So
no, and no one wants to go to the office, right? No one wants to go back to offices. People ain't trying to hear that about no office work anymore. And I mean, and like, Goldman Sachs, they're threatening people and it's not working. Like one.
I have a homie who works in cybersecurity for Goldman Sachs. He's looking for new work other places. So
yeah, look, because they're threatening people and no one, everyone's like, listen, we not going for it. So it's a tight situation. So Gabe, another thing that I talked about when it comes to like this topic, right, is like getting overloaded with like creator helpful information. Like, do you absorb a lot of creator information, or you just don't? Like, what do you do when you're trying to figure some things out on the creative process?
Oh, I kind of, because I've been in for a good amount of time, I kind of hit on subjects that I know, so it's not very difficult to come up with a topic or a subject. And I consume a lot of content on YouTube, like tech, cybersecurity related. It's a bit easier for me to kind of come up with content, but the tips and tricks about YouTube are helpful. So I think that vidIQ is very helpful for somebody who's very new, because I'm relatively new to YouTube as a content creator. So yeah, they do help out a lot. But I can see how it can be something where it can be overload for people who are just hit every single of those variables, every single one of those items. It can be too much.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? Like I'm not trying to take, I don't speak to take anything away from them, right? Like, it's helpful. But the thing is, like, what I also see, because I talk to these people and I speak to them on Twitter and all the time, is that there's a level where it creates like this hesitation. It creates like this stagnation in their ability to grow as a creator, right? So where you're new, where it would help you to understand like how to film, how to record, how to position yourself, your lighting, how to speak in front of the camera. Like, that's helpful for you because you're new as a creator. That's helpful. But when it gets to a point where now you're not uploading because you want to have the perfect thumbnail, now you're not uploading because you got 5 videos, but they're not perfect enough for you. Now it's too much information.
Man, let me tell you, I just get the content, I get the subject, and I'm a one take guy. I do not do 15, 20, 50, 30 takes. I just once through and hand it to my editor, and I'm out.
That's good. But that's it.
It's quick because I can upload at least once a week. So
yeah, I mean, and that's how you should do it, right? Like, don't get caught up on the 25th. Like, people say, "Oh, I'm on my 9th take of this video." Why? Why is it so hard with you with 200,000 subs to sit down and record a 5-minute video? What's the problem?
And that's the thing too, right? A lot of like, you don't want super long videos unless you don't know something, but you don't want super long videos. I say that sweet spot is somewhere between like 6 to 8 minutes or so, where you can pack in a good amount of content, but still get a lot of that time and get a lot of people engaged in your content. So you shouldn't be taking forever I don't think you should take forever to record.
No, it's like, see, the thing is, like, if people watch the video, it can be 8 minutes or it could be 2 minutes. If a lot of people watch the video, you're going to get your watch time regardless of how long the video is, right? It doesn't matter how long your video is. You're going to get the watch time if people are watching it en masse, right? So it doesn't matter the actual length, right? That was what happened like a few years ago where people were like, oh, the maximum length is 10 to get the optimum watch time. So what you had was creators adding a shit ton of filler in the 10-minute video. So what didn't happen is you got about 2 minutes of filler. People are skipping past the first 2 minutes. That's tanking the analytics, and now the creators are confused as to why people are dipping in the first 30 seconds of the video because you got filler. Your 10-minute and 30-second video could have been 8 minutes and 40.
Yep. And I'm relatively new, and I can see that too. Like, you can see it from the analytics. As soon as you start to talk like long periods of time, you're not talking in complete sentences, or if you're rambling on, people will click off quick. You'll see that line start to go up, and it's just
and again, like, you don't need to be a YouTube data analyst person to understand when a line is like this and it dips down, that's bad. You don't need to be an analyst to understand that that's bad. You don't want that. You want it to gradually go down, but you don't want it to steeply, sharply go down. You don't want that.
You see it, right? When the line goes down, it starts going down, that's associated with the time, and you can go right back to the video and see the time in which people clicked off. So, yeah, you don't need to be a data analyst in order to figure that out.
So YouTube Creator Tips says, it's easy to get into that. It has to be perfect mindset. I think I'm there now. Take whatever time it takes to accomplish what your video is about. I think people wanted to hit that 15-minute to get the mid-roll ads. Yeah, and a lot of that is about, milking your audience for ads. And I promise you this, right? I have seen it many years. People get tired of that, and they will unsub for your channel to the point where you have to make a complete 180, right? There's a tech creator who's known famously in the tech community for nothing but clickbait videos, right? It's pure clickbait, right? And I've always told people that that's not going to last forever. You're not going to be able to do that forever. You just will not be able to do that because eventually people are going to get tired and they just won't ever watch your videos anymore. And guess what? He made the transition. Changed his name. Now he's not really posting too many clickbait videos anymore because you can't insult people's intelligence for so long.
Yeah.
But YouTube creator tips, man. If you want to get on the panel, you go ahead and click the link, man, because I hate to see people get caught. See, there's other creators where, you know, I embrace simplicity, right? So I say, if you can make it simple, then make it win for you, right? Don't get caught up. So like a lot of people, they get caught up in multiple cameras, right? So they got multiple camera angles here, 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 and here, right? I have one camera. My thing is this. If you're adding another camera, it should enhance the creative process and make you more creative. Don't just simply have a camera here so that you can look here and the camera can switch. Okay? Just to get a bump in engagement and retention because you're switching angles. Because you don't need that. If you can't master the one camera, why would you add 2 and 3?
Mm-hmm.
Just to do this camera here, just to do that camera here, for what? And you're still not uploading. So you got 2 cameras and you're not uploading. Why? So and YouTube created. Oh, we got my man PG in the building. What's going on? Shout out to PG. Please don't get caught up in that perfectionist, man. That perfectionist thing, man, that will hold you back so long. And you're I'm trying to pull your channel up. I pulled your channel up a minute ago and I can't get back to it. And I see you're fairly new and you have like 2 videos up. So like, yeah, man, don't get caught up, man, in the perfectionist thing, man. That's not, you know, that's not where you want to be. Let me see if I can look at his channel. I saw his channel pop up. I looked it up before. Oh, it's not coming up. Yeah, don't get caught up in that, man. Like, that's not where you want to be. That's going to hurt you in the long run more than anything else that you could possibly do. It really is. I know I was guilty of that. My best video on my main channel is at 60K right now. I jumped right into the subject and had no fluff. After a year, still getting 50 to 60% retention. Okay. Perfect. That's good for you.
50 to 60% retention. That's dope. That's a lot of organic, right? People come back to your channel for things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the retention is good. Like, my focus is like don't get caught up in those numbers, because what happens is this, right? I mean, you upload a video, you immediately go to studio analytics, you're looking at who viewed it, you're looking at the likes, then they give you like the 1 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 or 4 out of 10. There's people who got like thousands and tens of thousands of subscribers. They get a video, they get 4 out of 10. Now they're sad. Why? Why? Why?
Because it wasn't better than the quote unquote. It wasn't better than the previous one.
Like what? Okay, the video got a 4 out of 10. Okay, move on.
Yeah.
You focusing on data, you will always get stuck looking at the data. Move on.
Don't at vidIQ plug in, because that'll give you more data.
No, yeah, I mean the vidIQ, like I use the plugin solely for tags. Like that's all I care about.
Yeah,
is the tags.
I love it.
Yeah, I use it for the tags. I use the vidIQ and I use TubeBuddy and I use it for the tags. That's all I use. I use it for the tags to look at the SEO number. Okay, we just get some more tags in there, and that's it, bro. I don't like it. Don't do nothing else for me but that. Like I
use vidIQ also for the academy, vidIQ Academy.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah, they have the academy.
All those things, yeah, all the brand new stuff. But I think after a while, it doesn't become something for like more mature content creators, people who've been there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you won't need it anymore, because you should have, you learn. That's the point of talking to people. You learn, and eventually, when you learn, you don't need to keep learning the same information, because it's not going to be anything new for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shark FinTech says, see, a former manager of mine in finance left our firm and went to Goldman Sachs for more money. He quit and came back to us a couple months later. He said the Goldman culture was snooty and uptight.
That's what I hear about him, man. I know some people that work there. It's even in like the tech area, because they're big, right? The largest financial organizations, but they're big fintech, like financial technology. So a lot of times people jump over there, try to look at some of that, but just like you mentioned, the snooty, I've heard that too. I've heard that.
I mean, shit, I knew that way back in the way back. Like, I could have told your friend that one. I like, hey, you go over there. The guy will you show the guy your resume and look at it one time and like, hey, this ain't what we look for. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not your problem. It's the person that sent you. It just be like that.
Yeah. But you know, people work for large organizations, so you know, get that name on that resume.
Yeah, I mean, you some people will say like you're set for life just by having that name on the resume. That's it. Don't even matter. Just like getting Columbia, even though you ain't learned shit at Columbia, you got Columbia on your resume.
Yeah, it's clout.
Yeah,
resume clout.
Resume clout. There we go. Resume clout. resume strategy, right? Resume strategy.
Oh, you've been hearing these guys.
Nick Taylor says, I personally use my second camera when I'm showing products and reviewing stuff. Facts. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you got, see, and that goes back to my gear topic. Like, gear is supposed to advance the creation process, right? In a functional way. Yeah. Okay, so a new mic is supposed to make your content sound drastically better than the way it is by reducing noise and making you sound more clear and easy to understand. A new camera is supposed to enhance the visual quality of your content beyond what you're already using. Like, same thing with new lights. But you don't get a new camera just to look left and right, okay, or up and down, right? Because you're just getting a new camera to keep up. Like, I don't promote gas here, gear acquisition syndrome. Like, I don't promote gas. I think gas is a way to circumvent the creative process by just acquiring more gear to look like you got it together, but you don't actually have it together. I wouldn't tell you to buy a $3,000 camera, and because when you don't even know how to use a $200 one.
Yeah.
You still gotta learn how to use a $3,000 camera. But that comes with understanding and appreciating the journey, right? So if you're not appreciating the journey, let me check if anyone is in here. If you're not appreciating the journey, and you're not taking your time, then you're wasting your time. And then you got all the cameras, you got all the lights. Now you're sitting here looking at content you're not uploading because it doesn't look perfect. Then you upload, and then you look at the little number that YouTube tells you. Now you're sad because the YouTube's not higher.
You're sad. Yeah.
Then you upload the video, then the video's not getting views. Now you're begging for comments and likes and shares and engagement because you're not getting enough views.
Yeah. That's the game. No, I'm gonna hop on, man.
No doubt, Gabe.
Thanks for having me, man.
No problem, man. Good luck with your stuff, man. I'll stay tuned.
Absolutely. Please do.
All right, peace, Gabe. Shout out to Gabe A. Shout out to Gabe A. Shout out to Gabe A for pulling up to the channel. I appreciate it. I wish Gabe nothing but success in his channel and his struggle security. Look like he got a nice thing going there. I wish him the best. I want to see this. I want to see this other channel he got. Okay, he doesn't have it. Okay. Where am I at right now?
Kind of gone from here.
Okay. So yes, if anybody wants to get on and they got something to say, about what I talked about tonight, you're more than welcome. The StreamYard link is pinned in the chat room below. Yeah, definitely go shout out, support Gabe. Go check him out. He doesn't do any content on his actual name, but check out his cybersecurity channel. He actually is in the cybersecurity field, so Gabe comes up here from time to time and he drops all of his cybersecurity knowledge on the channel. So Gabe knows his shit. So, if Gabe drops the info and it is what it is. It's always on point over here. So shout out to Gabe. We got Nick says, you're right. I moved my old camera to the product camera spot when I replaced the main camera. Yes, indeed. We got Lashes Journey in the building. Shout out to you, Lashes. What's going on? How you doing? I rarely look at my analytics, but man, I chased down an old vid of mine needing some reference material, and I was shocked at the vid and the audio quality. Shocked as in bad or shocked as in good? At how bad it was. Okay, shocked at how bad it was. And I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that, man, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, as long as you appreciate the fact that the video that you were in one spot and now you're in a completely new spot based on your evolution as a content creator. There is nothing wrong with looking at your old video and seeing how bad it was. As long as you can appreciate your journey, that's what matters the most. Appreciating your journey, right? Taking your time and appreciating the fact that you've come a long way and how you make content, how you produce content, and how your content actually looks. And that's what the most important thing is. Not getting caught up in whether or not the gear looks good or whether or not you got all the most expensive things. And it matters that you're actually just evolving as a content creator. And that's what everyone should just really focus on. Same here, Nick. My video with about 50K views, the production quality was horrible. I'm doing great. Hi, I'm here for the glasses and teeth, but since I'm here, what's a oh shit. Yo. Oh shit. Oh man. The glasses and the teeth? I appreciate that. Shout out to Embrace Your Journey for the comment. It cost a lot of money for the teeth to look this sharp, but the glasses ain't that expensive. Shout out to Embrace Your Journey. So my apologies for the person that was earlier in the stream. I think it was Showshine, or let me see what the person name was. Soulshine Films. My apologies. I didn't actually get to the gear aspect that I thought I was going to get to. I'm going to get to it now, though. Embrace Your Journey. So what's a good beginner camera and lighting option you recommend? Okay, so we're gonna pull up the Amazon. Let me just kill that music for a minute because it's distracting me. No, we don't kill the music. We just change the music. Okay, so we're gonna pull up Amazon for a second. Okay, so we're going to pull up Amazon and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to look at some mics, right? So first thing first, the first camera that you have, the camera that you have right now is probably the best camera you got, right? But if we're looking at Mr. C. Colgate, oh shit, he said C. Colgate. That's a good one. Yes, it's very important to brush your teeth before you stream. Yes, that's brush your teeth, wash your face, brush your hair, take care. But okay. So cameras is something that people get caught up with a lot, right? It really depends on your budget, right? So if you have a cell phone, you can use your cell phone as a camera, and the only addition you would need is the lighting. Silva does have perfect teeth. I never really thought about that. Thank you. I appreciate that. My teeth been through a lot. I ain't gonna say other thing. My teeth been through a lot. But yeah, trip. So if we're looking at the camera situation, we're just gonna go straight to we're gonna go straight to the nitty-gritty right here. We're gonna look at the ZV-1, right? Now, in actuality, right, we're gonna go to eBay, and I'm gonna show you why. Let me see if I can find it here, because you can't find everything on Amazon, right? You can find it on eBay. I'm gonna show you what you're looking at price-wise, right? So you're looking on eBay. One of the best cameras is, I think, the A6100, I think it's called. Let's do it. We're going A6100. We're gonna share it. We're gonna come here. Oh, come on. Which one is it? There we go. Word is bond, son. Facts. So the A6100, if you're asking me what's the best camera for YouTube, the A61 camera is going to be the best camera for YouTube, because it gives you everything that you need. It does 4K. You can add Sigma. You can add the Sigma lenses or whatever lenses you can to it, and you can get it for like a somewhat decent price. Get it used, right? Now, compared to that, you got the ZV-1, which is actually has come down to around the $600-$700 mark right here, right? So the difference between the ZV-1 and the A6100 is the A6100 has interchangeable lenses. Perspective always cracked me up. He's a funny dude. A61. All right, so we come back to the A61. So the A6100 is a mirrorless camera, 24.2 megapixels with interchangeable lenses, the whole 9 yards, 4K, HD, 1080p, everything. It's pretty cheap. You can get a bunch of batteries for it. You can get it for around $700. The thing about the 6100s is that you can get the 6100s and you probably get a nice little case, a nice little setup like this, hopefully with the lens, right? Because you don't want to have to go buy a separate lens. So you'd want one that has the actual lens like this, right? And yes, the kit lens is not that great, but it's suitable until you buy another lens, right? And whenever someone, and I'm not counting anyone's money, it's just that whenever someone asks me about gear, I show them the most price efficient one first, and then we go up from there, because I never know, right? You may have a bottomless pocket and you just want the best of the best, right? So I don't know. So, you know, we skipped the ZV-1, and then we got the ZV-E10. That's the upgraded version. And no, don't spend no $1,000 on this camera. Oh my God, that shit went up to $1,000. Hold up. Is this the one that's still in production delay? Oh shit, that's crazy. Hold up. Let's see what we got. Okay, so so let me explain to you what you're seeing here. Okay, so because of, you know, the world, Sony still has gear that they've temporarily discontinued due to, you know, global supply and demand, right? So a lot of Sony cameras are suffering from that. So I still have the bottoms of my pockets. You still got the bottoms of your pockets? Okay, that's good to know. So we working with something. So yeah, don't get no EV10 for no $2,000. Please don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Is the A6400 still available? Hold on. A6400. Okay, so I have an A6400 and I'm using the Sigma 60mm lens with f-stop 1.6 or 4? 1.4. 1.4 gives you what we call bokeh. It gives you that nice creamy blurred background. Gives you that nice creamy blurred background, very sharp. I'll be using the camera to create tutorials. Kit lens is fine to get started. Just don't expect, yeah. The low light performance was trash for mine. So that's why I had to upgrade. I'll be using the camera to create tutorials. So it really don't matter. Like, we could get off of Sony for a second. We got the GH. We could still get you a GH. All right, we got a Lumix GH5, I think. GH5. Why am I putting G in? GH5. So the GH5 is a Lumix camera, Panasonic Lumix camera. You can buy it used for around $850, $500. You'll want a lens with it, so you don't have to worry about getting a lens. So it's a little bit hard to find this one with a lens that looks like. I don't know about well, that's a 2.8 lens, so that's pretty good. Is that looks like a kit? No, it looks like okay. So you got the GH5, and then you know you got the GH4. You got the GH4, which is $650. So you can get the GH4 for around $500, $600. That's still a great camera. Or you go Canon. You go Canon 80D. You deal with the crop factor. So you got the Canon 80D. Let me see if this does I think this does 4K. 1080p max video resolution is 1080p. You don't have to do 4K. You don't have to do 4K. This is still a DSLR, so you're in a DSLR camera kit system, lens system, which is fine because you can get great DSLR lenses for cheap on, well, not for cheap, but you can get DSLR lenses on eBay, right? So now we're looking at the Canon 80D. Average price looks like around 700 maybe. 600 to 700, 600 to 800. 800 looks like the top. Okay. Looks like 530, 520 is the bottom. So between 520 and 800, 850, you get a Canon 80D, which is it'll get the job done. I think they got a new one called the 90D. No. Then you got the 6D Mark II. Right, that's the upgraded version of the 6D. You can get that. Again, that's another DSLR, but you know, we got it around 800. That's $1,000. I mean, honestly, for $1,000, you can get something else, right? So you got the Canon 7D. Then you got the 7D Mark II. Then you got the 7D Mark II, $599 at the bottom, 500, 400. That's a bid, 500, 560, 560. Serviceable, 560 serviceable, good enough, gets the job done. Like, I mean, we could just keep going. What about a used open box Canon M50, right? Okay, I mean, yeah, it don't matter, right? We get Canon M50 Mark II, right? Same thing. 689, 599. That's a great price right there. That 599, 599, 585, 699, 679. That's a good price. That 599. That 599. Yeah, for 599 Canon M50 Mark II. That's good. Lights are cheaper than lenses. Yeah. I mean, come on. Like, what are we talking about, right? Like, even if you get a camera with bad low light, like, what are we talking about? You can get these babies right here. Like, these mother effing lights, man, are $40. They're in the description box of the video. Like, in my description box, I have a link to these lights. Oh, what happened, perspective? You hit Tech for your knees by accident? What happened? You bopped him in the head by accident? So these $40 newer lights, thank you so much. Yeah, I hope you know you sub to the channel, because I drop information like this all the time. These lights right here are in my description box, though. Let me see. Check my description box. No, check my description box. I have these lights here. Where they at? Yeah, they're under cheap newer lights. Click that link in my description box and it'll take you to these lights. These lights are $40. They connect to USB and it gives you all the light that you need. Yeah, they're the newer $40 lights. They're in my description box. They said cheap newer lights. They're $40. They connect to USB in your computer and they connect via a USB port, whether that is on a circuit breaker or a battery power, like a battery pack. You connect these lights to that and it gives you all the light that you need. I'm not using them right now because I changed it up. I'm using a mood light for my light because I kind of like the soft light. I kind of like the way it looks, but I changed my lights. But those lights are awesome. You get 2-pack and they're y'all don't know about the lights. Oh, you know what? You talk about the mood light. Yeah, I'm using like a it's like a therapy light thingy. Hold on. Let me see this. It's like one of those therapy Kelvin lights that you use. And I've been using it for my stream because I'm like, wait a minute, I kind of like the lights that this gives off. I kind of like the light. So I've been using that for my streams ever since. No lie. But those newer lights, man, I mean, I tell everybody, don't look at no Elgato key lights. Get those lights. You do not need to spend $200 on one light when you can get $40 and get 2 lights. I mean, it may not look super cool when you do a YouTube studio tour, but I mean, it gets the job done and it's only $40. I don't count nobody's wallet. I'm just saying it's only $40. Okay? Yeah, I mean, and that's it, man. You get those lights and you're good to go. So even if okay, I'm just checking. Even if you get a camera with a kit lens, right? The kit lens is slow because of the f-stop, which is 5.6, right? So all you really need, jack the lamp from the brick. Ah! Oh, Trent. Yo, Trent. Yo, Trent said YouTube creators needs ton of therapy, man. Look here, we're not gonna get into that. We got past that segment of the stream. We're not gonna get into that. Oh man, embrace your journey. Oh man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean those lights. Let me just make sure everything's right. Okay, we're good. Those lights are $40, man. You don't need no $200 Elgato key lights. Just, it doesn't matter how much you spend on the light as long as it lights up the camera. The reason why the kit lens doesn't look good is because it's not built for low light performance. So the only way to circumvent that is to, it's all good, perspective, it's all good. Is the only way to circumvent that is by getting, is it this way? It's by getting better lights, right? That's all you got to do is get better lights. And to solve the lighting problem, you don't need hundreds of dollars to solve that problem. All anyone needs is a $500 ZV-1, has everything you need. Yeah, I mean, that's it, really, right? I don't think you get a ZV-1 for $500 though, but you know, because the ZV-1 kind of went up a lot. ZV-1 is like around $600-700 now. 800, 700 to 800. Yeah, you can't get. Yeah, you can't get a. Yeah, yeah, it's all good. Don't worry about it, PG. It's all good. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get one of them $500, man. That supply chain big time fucked up. And people aren't even selling them. There's literally only 47 listings for a Sony ZV-1. Yeah, I don't know. It's looking kind of rough for that ZV-1, man. Might want to go down a notch and get an A6100. That's why I said in begin with the A6100. Because you can get a 6100. I don't know about paying about $700-800 for it though, but because for that much you get a 6400 for $1,000. Oh damn, this camera market fucked up, man. That's why I'm glad I got my camera before this shit happened. That's all I'm gonna say. This camera market messed up. You got an A7 III. That's, oh boy. Oof. What we got? We got a A7 II. What we got over here? I don't know. For video, I don't know. A7 II for video. I don't know if that's the best. I don't know if that's a good decision. A little rougher. Yesterday's price. It's not today's price, Trent. Last year's price is not this year's price, Trent. And Lewis can vouch for how good the ZV-1 is. That auto, yeah, the ZV-1 autofocus is the same autofocusing that the A6400 and the bigger Sony Alpha cameras have. So that's what makes it so crazy. A5100, that's what it is. There we go. A5100. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, man, because them ZV-1 prices is looking a little sussy. You got an A5100. There we go. The A5100. For the low, you get that for $450, and that comes with the lens. Yeah, there we go. So you got an A5100. You get you some nice 1080p. You get that A5100, give you that nice 1080p, and you're good to go. And once you get comfortable with the recording, you can change it from there. You can upgrade. You can get that for $399 without a lens. See, this is what I initially was going to get for a streaming camera, the A5100. You know, the concept is you get a cheap camera like this and then you get a badass lens and then you're good to go. I have two Sony ZV-1s. It has it's the same autofocusing system that's in this A6400 right here. Get you a Sony Handycam stream with one for 2 years with an Amazon capture card. Oh yeah, that too. They gonna bury Nick with this. Nick, how they gonna bury you with your camera? Ain't they gonna bury you with your guns, Nick? You gonna tell your daughters to make room for the guns? Nick got a fucking cannon that he shows on stream sometimes with fucking Sly. That shit is huge. He got a fucking Halo gun. Shit. He be sitting down in the chair. This shit be all the way up here. I don't know what the hell that gun. Big shit. This shit like 5 feet tall. And Nick's 6'4", and that shit be all the way up here. A big ass fucking gun, Nick. He be sitting there. Well, Sly. I seen that big ass. This shit like this big. He was sitting down in the chair and the shit. He was holding the gun. This shit. Big ass fucking gun, Nick. He was like, well, Sly. I was like, God damn. The fuck is that? I was like, shit, the fuck is that? That shit looked like a carbon Winchester. Oh man, that shit was a fucking huge gun, man. Yeah, I mean the handy cams are good for recording. Yes, sir. The handy cams are good for recording on a budget, right? But at this level, I just tell you to use your cell phone. At that level, I just tell you to use your cell phone. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, right? I'll tell you to use your cell phone. Yeah, I mean, you got options, man. But oh shit, we didn't even get to mics. My bad. Let's we can do that on you know, I can just go to B&H for that. My bad. I didn't even look at mics. I got caught up on cameras. I forgot to even look at mics. I wonder if he's still here. He has this is the 44 Magnum Auto Mag. If used properly, it can remove fingerprints. It's Clint Eastwood, right? That big ass gun Clint Eastwood got. I mean, we're at the point now when it comes to mics, man. It just depends, right? We got the pod mic. Right, we got the pod mic for $99. We're talking about XLR mics. We're looking at USB mics, man. We got the Shure MV7, which is an awesome mic. Trent has it, loves it for $200. If you don't want to pay $200 for a mic, man, we got the G-Track Pro from Samsung for $139. This mic sounds amazing for $139. You could use this, and you got the Rode NT USB Mini for $99. That's an awesome mic. I mean, you just got options, man. You got options when you're thinking about microphones. So at this point, you don't even have we don't even talk we don't even need to talk about this mic unless you know what you're asking for, right? Because people get caught up when they see this mic right here. People get caught up because they see what's the dude name? They see Joe Rogan with the mic. They see all the YouTubers with the mic, all the streamers with the mic. So they think they want to get that mic too. Don't know how to use the mic. Don't know the mic need about damn near 60 to 70 dB gain. Let me be accurate. I know it's at least 60. Let me be accurate. 50, 60. So it needs 60 dB gain. So it needs 60 gain. And if you don't got 60 gain, how much do the silver play buttons go for on eBay? I need some quick validation. Let's go. Let's check it out. You know, you see me, I got my gold shit right here. You see my gold button right here? Right here. You see this? That's my gold play button. Okay, so I already got a gold button. I got a gold button right here. Look at that gold button. And check that gold button go with my music. Susan don't got that. All right, Susan don't got that. So I got my button. I would love a physical gold button, but they don't got that gold button. Let's look it up. Let's look, man. Let's see. Silver play button. Look at that. They got it right here. Silver play button award plaque paperweight. Well, it's a paperweight. So okay, so it's small. It's small, okay? So you don't need this mic, right? You only need this mic if you want this mic. If you've researched this mic, gold is at 1 million subs. So you get gold at 1 million. So they say on YouTube. So gold is at 1 million subs. You don't get this mic unless you've researched this mic extensively and you're ready to buy it, maybe even with a cloud lifter. If you're not ready for that, then don't buy the button. I mean, don't buy the mic, right? Because you don't need it. Most people don't really need this mic, and it's not a mic that works for everybody. The reason why this mic doesn't work for everybody is because the sound signature is it's kind of unique and it's not for everybody. Because I don't like the way this mic sounded with my voice because it was just too dark. Now I can always switch. I can always switch my mic to the dark ribbon setting to kind of get that sound, but I don't like that sound. I used it for a while, and I wasn't a big fan of it. That's why I sent it back, and I got the Ashton Stealth instead. You got the Pulsing Pod mic for $79. I mean, you got these mics here for $59, $49. And here's the thing, right? Not this $6 shit. This one right here, the SM58, is an excellent microphone for $99. Excellent microphone for $99, man. The MV7X is like I don't know about that one. I never heard of that one. That's like a updated version of the MV7, I believe. So, I mean, like, the sky's the limit for microphones, right? If you don't have a microphone and you're not used to microphones at all, then yeah, I would say get a USB microphone and get a quality USB microphone. My personal recommendation for a first-time USB microphone is going to be the Samsung G-Track Pro, because I think it smokes the I think it smokes the Yeti, and it's cheaper than the MV7. I'm buying the mic because Silva says I don't need it. Fight the power. You see this? You see this shit right here? You see this shit right here, man? It's the problem I got with these YouTubers, man. Look at this guy. You see this guy right here? I'm buying the mic because I don't need it. So he want to fight the power. So he want to cause chaos. He want to cause chaos in the chat room. Trent just want to cause trouble. Those are church mics. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not church mics. Nope, they're not church mics. They are not church mics. A microphone, main focus, Jesus was his name. Yo, he said church mics. Glory, hallelujah. Embrace your journey. You gonna get the mic. You gonna. And Jesus was his name. Embrace your journey. You're gonna be singing. You're gonna be singing. You're gonna be singing to him. I'm going up to yonder. He said church mics. That's the first time I heard that shit. Your man said church, man or woman said church mics. It's a rum and coke night. I feel you. I haven't had a rum and coke in a while. I just got tequila in here. This is just tequila in here. Yes, I did a whole stream drinking tequila and pineapple juice.
I'm a big YouTuber.
Yes, the fuck I did. Yes, I did. Come on in the room. Oh my God. They're Metallica, Bowie, Aerosmith, Pink Floyd. Yeah, those are excellent mics, man. Don't let the lights and the designing and the advertisement fool you. I showed you some bangers just now. I just showed you some banger mics, man. For what they get done, man. I showed you some banger mics just now, for real. Don't let that confuse you, man. These are excellent mics. Don't get caught up with, the lights. See, this mic right now, man, I wouldn't even tell you to get that as a first mic right now, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even tell you. Like, if you asking me right now, I'm a non-binary, genderless, French wine drinking woman. Hey. As long as you drink wine, we're good. I don't know about the other stuff, but if you drink wine, you're good over here. If you drink wine, you're good over here. I got a bottle of red wine in my refrigerator. I don't know if you're supposed to keep wine in the refrigerator, but I opened it and haven't drunk it since a few months, so it's probably bad. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't even tell you to get a USB, a Yeti, right? I would tell you to get something else, because at this point, the Yeti just gets outclassed by a lot of mics. Just because it's an older technology at this point, and there's a lot more mics that you can get, because this G-Track Pro is a semi-professional. It's a professional microphone. This microphone has features for instruments in it right here. Okay, this microphone right here in the back, let me show you the back. This is a heavy bitch. This mic weigh about like 20 pounds. I don't know why this mic is so heavy. This is full aluminum. Okay. This mic is heavy. This back part right here, that's a port for instruments. Okay. the Yeti don't got that. Okay, so this is a quality fucking mic right here. Don't let that USB part fool you. This mic right here is a banger for $140. And I was born that way. He was born with the bottle. I hear you. Trent says, I identify as broke. All right. God bless you. God bless you. Right. So I'm not against like the Samsung Q9U, like this mic right here. This mic is a banger. This mic is a banger for $149 too. This is a heavy hitter too, from another one from Samsung. Excellent mic for $149, and it's a combo mic too, dynamic. It's a dynamic combo mic, so it's XLR and USB. So when you're ready to get an interface, you just get the interface and you plug that in. Tech Viennese says, buy the mic that best fits your room, dynamic or condenser. Absolutely right. My room is treated by default, so I can mix and match with dynamic and condenser, and the Ashton Stealth can be used as a dynamic or condenser microphone with different profiles. So I mean, I love I love versatility. So I'm a big fan of versatility. But absolutely, like, you got to understand. See, that's another thing too. Like, you can't go buying things and not understanding the pros and cons of everything that you buy, right? So when you have a mic, you got to understand the difference between condenser and dynamic. Condenser is sensitive. It's going to pick up everything in your room. Dynamic needs less power, and it can reject ambient noise. So if you have a noisy area, you want a dynamic. If you have a quiet area, you want a condenser. I love condensers because they sound very rich and powerful sound. But I'm using my mic right now in dynamic. No, I'm using my mic right now in condenser, to be honest with you. I'm using it in the condenser format. Okay. So to if you can't use the mic as a weapon against a home invader, I don't want it. Absolutely, right? You gotta, if you can't, now the G-Track Pro, you might go to jail for that shit. I ain't gonna lie. That, like, that G-Track Pro, that bitch is heavy. Like, that mic is like at least 20 pounds of solid aluminum. If you hit somebody in the head with that shit, you're going to jail. I promise you that. Like, it's going to hurt, and, you know, it might cause some severe damage or memory loss, and you probably will be going to jail. I got the Samsung Q2U. Looking forward to put it into the action. I'm looking forward to you using it too. I didn't even know you had that. I want to see what you do with it. We got Wealth Talk Productions in the building. What's going on? The condenser is for treated rooms. Okay, so a condenser mic has circuitry in the mic that makes it more powerful. So what that means is that the condenser mic is a very sensitive microphone. It gives you a more powerful, richer sound, and it helps with the proximity effect. The problem is with the condenser, because it's such a rich and powerful mic, it picks up all the ambient sound in the area. So if you're recording in an area that's not treated, the condenser mic is going to pick all of that up, right? So you have to make sure, you have to see how noisy your area is. So if your area is not that noisy, you can use a condenser. However, if your area is noisy, you'd want a dynamic. A dynamic microphone, okay, so, and the condenser is self-powered too, so you don't need a lot of power for a condenser. It's self-powered. I mean, I said something wrong back in a few minutes ago. A condenser mic is powered internally, right? So it doesn't need too much power externally. A dynamic mics actually need more power, but they reject noise in noisy environments, right? So that's why the SM7B has such a high decibel, a dB requirement to push the mic so that it can perform at its optimal efficiency, right? So the problem with SM7B is that it's a dynamic microphone that requires 60 dB of gain. So you have to turn your volume up on your interface to use that microphone, right? So understand now. Thank you for all your help. Yeah, I'm glad I did say something wrong a few minutes ago, but I'm glad you understand what I'm saying. So, like, you know, again, simply, if you have a quiet environment, you can use phantom power. There we go, Nick. Phantom power. So if you have all the condenser mic will need is just phantom power. If you have a quiet environment with no noise, the condenser is going to do well. If you have a loud environment, the condenser is not going to excel. You would want the dynamic microphone. The best of both worlds in an optimal situation would be the dynamic microphone because it could work both in a quiet environment and a loud environment. The benefit with the condenser microphone is that it only needs phantom power and it gives you a more boomy, richer sound in general because of the circuitry inside the condenser microphone. So that's the thing, right? And I love condenser microphones. I still have my Audio Technica AT2020. It sounds amazing. Okay, it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing, and I love it. Let's see where we at. Okay. So we're going to shut the StreamYard down. And when I go live on Twitter, StreamYard be like crashing and shit. When I'm on Twitter, like I go live, I went live on StreamYard, and Twitter was like crashing and stuff. Like I don't know why it was doing that. It looks like it played fine.
Tim, break your journey for the comment.
Okay, I hope my audio hasn't been cutting out this whole time. I'd be very upset if it was. I'd be very upset if it was. But we're gonna make do. Sometimes you know it happens, whatever. So in closing, we covered, let me just make sure I pretty much covered all my stuff, really. Yeah, I covered everything without showing too many videos. I didn't want to show too many videos. And let me just take a look at this poll. Let's see where we at with the poll before we go. End the poll. Let's see where we at with that. All right. So, do you need tips on how to create content on YouTube? 72% of the people who clicked Lou came. Okay, so here's Lou. Lou, is that you?
Yeah, that's me. I wasn't signed in the stream.
Okay, that's good. I just had to make sure because I gotta hit that button. Sometimes people be having no avatars. They think they're gonna get famous. They don't know I'm the technician. You won't be seen. You only be heard.
Facts.
We ain't worried about no porn bombing over here. You just won't be seen. A Brace Journey says the audio has been great. Okay, so it's just on my end that I'll probably have to reset my stuff. So 72% of you said you need tips on how to create content on YouTube. Your audio sounds fine. See, Gabe's sound was cutting in and out a little bit, but he was on camera. Okay, so I just have to reset my shit. That's probably why. 28% said no. That's 25 votes. That's interesting. So I guess some people would actually like to see me give some tips on YouTube here. Okay, we I think we might be able to incorporate that. Lou, what's good?
What's up, family? How you doing, bro?
I'm chilling, man. Hey, man. First of all, shout out to your boys, man. Them after school people they beat up, man. The after school squad they beat up on, man.
Man, that was two 20-point comebacks in one game.
Minnesota,
that's unheard of.
Bro, Minnesota ain't never gonna be ready. I don't give a fuck if they got Jordan in his prime on that team. So they ain't never gonna be ready.
And I was telling people that first game, I mean, they was coming out. They had that play-in energy. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? They thought it was like 7 games. Bro.
Listen, I ain't worried about no Minnesota. I don't give a shit about no Heat. I don't care if they number one. I ain't worried about no heat. Okay.
Right. I'm with you on that. They don't. Yeah, I still got Boston. I got Boston coming out, but
Now, see, I gotta drop you down. Now, come we see now you fucking up, Lou. Now,
man, I got coming out the East, man, and I got it coming out the West. But
yeah, I mean, if
they-
Bucks get bumped because what's his name boy went down Middleton. If Bucks get bumped off, then it might be an easy path. It might be a good path for Boston or the Nets if the Nets come back. But I don't know. I mean, Kevin Durant looked like he throwing games like Patrick Mahomes. So what's up with you, Lou, man? What you got for the topic?
Oh, my bad. We going a little hand. My bad. Yeah, I was just it was a good topic we was talking about, man. On my channel is slowly growing. I'm almost 1,000.
That's good.
I'm like 100 something off. And I was listening to Roberto Blake and some stuff. It's kind of, and I'm looking at my analytics, right? And so most of my analytics is obviously like, I would say it's like black YouTube, like I mean, like
yeah, I know,
of the manosphere, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
big creators.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, I have this discussion with Keep It Techie all the time and stuff.
I mean, I've had this discussion with Keep It Techie before, but go ahead.
I mean, it's just that, like, because I'm wondering, should I like just change my content? Because it's kind of hard to. Cause I don't know if I'm like, I'm saying, like people who are already here, because I just want to keep making content, but like I don't know how I can monetize that content. You know what I'm saying?
So okay, so I mean, I've been saying this for like.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I understand because I've had the conversation many times with people. I just don't operate around that space anymore. So my name doesn't come up anywhere and everywhere, and that's strategically for a reason.
Right, fact.
So so here's the thing, right? When you're like looking at something like the Black Manosphere, you're looking at ways to monetize content, right? You have to look at it like long term, not short term, right? Because short term, like the model that Angry Man or like a Minister Jab or Obsidian uses is like the Cash App subscriber model, join membership model, right?
Right.
I think there are even some people in the space who has a Patreon, right? So like you have to think in short term and long term, right? So short term Cash Apps and Super Chats work okay, right? That's short term money. Long term money is different, right? You have to do issues with getting demonetized, not getting enough ad revenue. I don't know what the click-through rate on any Black Manosphere content creator is. I've never heard them talk about it, so I don't even know, right? Last time I saw O'Shea's was like maybe 6 to 11%. I don't know, right? 11, I don't know, right? So there's that, right? So there's issues with not being able to keep content on the platform due to, whatever reason, right? Getting demonetized, right? So if you're looking at it in from that perspective in the long term, then it's not financially feasible to operate in that space long term outside of simply just receiving super chats and Cash Apps, right? Because
and CEO, I don't even know if I'm considered Black Manosphere. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I am.
Well, it doesn't matter. see, so okay. I retired. I retired from this, but since you're asking me, I'll give you some answers to this, right? So people think because they say something that it is, right? Everything. I don't focus on data. Data. There's a time and place for data, right? Data isn't everything, but there's a time and place for data, right? So the time and place for data is saying people are a part of something, right? So I appreciate you all. Action creates traction. Rest well, dear ones. All right, salute to you. Embrace your journey. Hope to see you again. Hope you learned something. Definitely tune in again because I always looking to teach people, new people. I appreciate you for tuning in. So there's a time and place where data matters, right? So data comes in where you're trying to understand who is in and who is out. It doesn't matter what people say, right? It doesn't matter. all that matters is what you look at when you look at analytics and data, right? If you see the same people who say they're in something and those people that watch them watch you, it doesn't matter what someone says, right? Because you can look at your data and you can see. Like, you can see who watches your channel and what they go and watch after they leave your channel. And that's all you need to know. So it doesn't matter what someone says, right? Because the analytics and the data will show you what your people are watching, right? And you take that information and you do with it what you need to do to, you know, figure out your content strategy, whatever that strategy is. Does that make sense? Oh, he's muted.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
But did you hear me?
I see what you're saying. No, I'm with you on that. It's just maybe I'm just overthinking, man.
No, like don't like see that's the thing too. Don't, because overthinking causes like stagnation and hesitation, right? You don't gotta overthink it, right? It's just like if someone says you're part, like you watch apples, right? And you want to make Apple content, but you don't know if you're in the Apple community, right? So you look in your what people watch that watch you, and all of these people are Apple content creators. So if all the people that watch you go watch Apple content, then you're in the Apple community. Because there'll be no other reason why people who watch Apple content would watch you and then go watch other people that watch Apple content. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Exactly. I had a couple communities on mine.
Yeah. So, so when you see that, right? When you see that, you then take a look at all the data that you have, and then you can make your own strategy, and you can decide which way you would want to pivot, right? Because if you see that everyone who watches like Black Manosphere content comes and watch your content, but then you see that there's other types of content that these people watch, you would say, you know what? I don't want to make this kind of content anymore. I want to go this way, right? So what will happen is what we talked about earlier today with Travis MCP is that when, you know, you're changing your content, right? When you're changing your content and you're leaving one group of people for another group of people, you're going to have this period where there's a lull in your content, right? Because you're transitioning an audience. So there's going to be a period where you're not going to get the same amount of views because you're building a new audience now. And that takes time. Right. But once you build that new audience, you can dial down on that new content and grow that audience from there.
Right. Because the only, like you said, like think long term, the only long term thing that I could really see myself like doing per se is like selling courses on, you know what I mean? Like,
I got to make a course. Everybody should sell a course.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know, I was wanted to do like, you know, programming and stuff like that. So I was wondering, should I just, you know what I mean? Like I was, this is the dilemma, CEO. It's like, should I just push it out to my audience now, or should I just build a whole new audience specifically?
Okay, so I mean, so right now you don't like, so you don't want to, so you don't.
Topic. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, I could talk about a lot of things. You know, we're going on for 3 hours now. I got the gist of what I wanted to talk about in the first hour and a half. So I normally sometimes if I feel like keep going, I'll just keep going. So it's fine. Like you don't want to throw away potential customers, right? You don't want to throw away potential customers, right? So like if you launched a course in 2022, that doesn't mean in 2023 no one's going to buy it because you're shifting your audience, because your course is still there. If anything, more people would buy it in 2023 if you've changed your audience and you've made it you went going in a different direction, right? So, you know, don't underestimate you know, potential sales that you may have because you think they may or may not want to buy you know, your course. Because once you make your course, matter of fact, don't even let what your current audience is stop you from even making the course, because that course will stay up there forever, right? So it don't matter what you do. It doesn't matter which way you go with your content. The course is always going to be there regardless.
Right, because you see what I was saying. Like, I was thinking, yeah, you feel exactly what I'm saying. Because I have seen people who just have like, their name. They don't, and they still accord to their audience. Like people, I guess people just like them and they want to learn it anyway, right? They buy from them. I'm kind of noticing that because you get what I'm saying? Because I was noticing like, I was looking at my analytics and my analytics are actually pretty good. I think my problem is just that I just put out more content. And
yeah, I mean the thing is like that's for like me where I would do better. Like I have to just get around to uploading content and and doing my little like my tips and strategies that I have in my back pocket to increase the flow of traction on the channel. But what really helps is uploading content that's targeted to a certain topic and and then adding like streaming and uploading is a 1-2 punch, right? Streaming and uploading is a 1-2 punch, right? That benefits any and everybody. Benefits any and everybody. Streaming and uploading is a 1-2 punch. But like with everything, strategies are different depending on your audience and your platform. Not everything works for everybody.
Facts. Nah, I see exactly what you're saying.
But I mean, like, just don't, I said this to keep it techie. Like, I try to tell people, like, the sensible people. But, like, don't get caught up trying to, hold on to, like, the black male space stuff, right? Because
I really don't.
Yeah.
To be honest, like that's not that big a deal. I
Yeah.
want to actually go bigger than that.
Because I know you should. Because here's the thing, right? There's black male spaces all over social media.
That's a fact.
That like so, and that's the thing. Like that's the thing that I've like tried to explain to people is that I don't get into the whole red pill nonsense. Like I don't care about all that shit.
Yeah, I don't get it.
When I did a video where I buried the red pill because the Wachowski sister said that the red pill blue pill was a what's the word? What like the thing like the Lion and Witch and Wardrobe was a metaphor. Was it a metaphor? Allegory. There we go. Allegory. It was an allegory for the trans experience. Okay.
Yeah, and they both went through the process.
Yeah, they both went through the process, and they broke down how in this scene this was because they took this type of pill for the hormone. Listen, I left it alone. I never spoke.
Oh my God.
After that, I never said any, I've never spoken about red pill ever since on my channel. That was in 2020, right? I left the shit alone. Oh, I didn't know you were like, hey, what's going on, Randy? Yeah. My fault, Randy. I forgot to text you. Yeah, we've been live for a minute. What's going on, Randy? How you doing? Shout out to Randy. That's my producer. But yeah. So don't. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, don't get caught up trying to, make content because you think this is there's black male spaces all over social media and they talk about all kinds of things. Now they may not talk about things that is aligned with your interests, but there are always going to be other people that talk about the same things that you want to talk about, right? There's whole big communities of black, female, and male tech creators talking about the IT field, with a lot of the black women helping the black women and the black men, a lot of the black men helping the black women and the black men, working together to get people into the IT field, holding big Twitter spaces, communicating with each other, talking to each other, everywhere and anywhere on social media, right? So what you experience on YouTube is just it's a microcosm to the greater experience of interacting with black people, with black men and black women. Yes, of course, on Clubhouse they got the nonsense fuckery stuff that people engage on Clubhouse, and it's on Twitter and black Twitter as well too. But there's also productive spaces everywhere on social media. You just have to find that, and it's not that hard to find.
Big fact. I'm glad you said that because I was kind of looking at it like handcuffs. I was like, my audience like this, so if I want to like tap into it, but at the same time too, what you just said was I need to make content that I like. That way,
Let me tell you something.
people will What was it?
You will always win if you make content that you like. Because when you like what you're doing, people can see that. I don't want to bag on the guy, but let me explain. Let me show you why, right? So we talked about Travis MCP. He works for vidIQ, and he was talking about why his channel like was slowly dying. And then he did a whole big video, kind of, pleading for comments and people to watch his stuff and like his stuff and shit like that, right? So
hit this.
So we're not banging on Travis, right? We're not banging. I don't bang on people anymore. But what I'm saying is, like, this is something that I've covered constantly on my channel, is that
and again, without you,
when you don't truly like what you're doing, I can tell you don't like what you're doing, right? I can tell when I watch his content, he's making YouTube videos for YouTube, right? He's not making a video for me to watch.
Right, man. Thank you. I see it. And that's why I didn't want to fall into that trap where, like, I'm making videos. I know it's gonna hit. You know what I mean? I'm just like, because I don't. That's not what I want to do. That's not.
Because there's a lot of creators who make YouTube videos for YouTube, right? And when you like, people have shown his videos to me, and I've watched his video, and the comment that I always got back, like, it's very YouTube-y. Okay. So you can tell a YouTube creator that when the content is very YouTube, because it just comes off like very a YouTube-y kind of video. Like
corporate-y, ad-friendly.
Yes, like it's a video, meant to be watched on YouTube, right? Like it's not a piece of content to engage you in what they're doing, right? That's why it's important to do what you actually enjoy doing. Like, I like streaming, right? People say, oh, CEO, you could do OBS tutorials. No, that shit is boring. I don't want to do that. Like, I can do an OBS tutorial, but I would never focus solely on OBS tutorials because I don't like that. I like playing music. I like talking. I like talking with my lights and my shades on. That's what I like doing. And I like that. And it's been go ahead.
I'm sorry. And you gravitate people to it. Like, that's why I like when you live, let me go see what CEO was talking about.
Yeah, like I like it, and we've been gradually getting things together, and I know I take breaks and I don't announce it. I communicate with people. Like, if I'm not doing content on YouTube, I'm on the community tab, and I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Instagram. I'm on social media, right? I don't ever just ghost and disappear, and no one ever hears from me and doesn't know where I'm at. Okay, so, but to come back to the content, like, when you do what you like doing on the platform and you enjoy it, that's infectious, and people can feel that, and people are going to enjoy that as well, right? But if I can look at your video and can kind of tell that you really don't kind of enjoy this shit, you just kind of doing it to do it, you're just kind of in the motion. No, I'm not gonna watch. No, I'm not gonna subscribe. I don't care what you got going on. I'm not interested. Because you just making videos for videos.
See, you know how I know you on the right? You telling 100% fact because, okay. By the way, I'm telling you, I'm using Ecamm.
Yeah.
Because of Mac.
Yeah.
And it works beautifully, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the OBS not optimized for the M1.
No, that shit is crazy. It's poorly optimized. That's absurd. How poorly optimized it is.
You remember it was what 60% on
that shit? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was just not. It just what like my screen, like my shit right now. Look at my screen.
I'm about to.
Hold on. Let me see. Look, like if like
I got YouTube open.
Yeah. If you look on my YouTube right here, my OBS is at 2.8 to 4.4%.
Yeah.
Yours is at 60.
Yeah, mine was at 60.
Yeah, it's doing too much.
It was doing too much on the stream. So I went to Ecamm and I got my thing set up.
What's going on, Stilo?
I was playing music. Man, that stream I did, Grizzlies versus Minnesota, 1,000 views on that.
Yeah, because I mean, if anytime you do a video about a sports event that's currently going on, you're going to get 1,000 views at least.
Right,
at the very least, you're going to get 1,000. I did a video when I did the Thriller fight. when Jake Paul when Nate Robinson got knocked out, I got like 7,700 views on that. And I wasn't even playing the fight. I was just playing. I actually played for 2 hours a clip of Nate Robinson getting knocked out with the Undertaker and playing gifts.
Right. And the thing is, I had another stream. I just did stream, y'all. It was kind of lazy. You know what I'm saying? Same game. I kind of started late. All that. Had the thumbnail wasn't really all that. Man, that didn't even really hit like that. It didn't like that other video.
Yeah, I mean, because it wasn't a trending. It wasn't a trending, like highly engaging, topic at the time. So it's different factors.
Right.
That's the thing too. Like Travis compared. He compared a channel that was like doing a lot of YouTube hack. I want to show this video. You just reminded me of that. I want to show a video and I want to explain how this type of stuff can get people jammed up in the game, right? So this video has right here we have vidIQ talking about, did this video break the algorithm? So Cova feels about apple juice. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about no Apple products, man. But I talked to Lou. Lou used Apple products, so I help out Lou. But I don't give a damn about no Apple products. But so vidIQ was talking about a video. Did it break the algorithm? Because the algorithm is extremely stupid. Okay, so and no one knows how it works. Okay, so the algorithm is set up. There's different ways to hack the system. So one way this guy figured out is to have a short video and tell people to watch it at 0.5 playback speed. The system can't realize that someone's watching the video at slower. So in real world time, it doubles the watch time of the video.
Oh, wow.
So pretty much he's saying, did it break the algorithm?
And it gets even more weird when you flip it and slow everything down. So yes, if you watch you have to do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just playing the video. I'm not gonna play the video. I don't want to play the video. But I'll put the video in the chat room so you guys can take a look at it at your leisure. I don't want to play the video, but I already watched it. But I just summed it up for you. And the thing is, like, it's stuff like that, like it's content like that gets people like, because going back to what Travis MCP was talking about on his channel, he was comparing a video where a guy just posts numbers and he gets millions of views. But you got to understand that, people, there's people who like meme weird content like that, and they will show up and millions of people will see that shit. That don't got nothing to do with you and your tech videos. That don't got nothing to do with that. Got nothing to do. There's people. There's videos that got millions of views with 3 seconds with an explosion, with a meme face and an explosion. People watch that shit. That don't got nothing to do with you though.
Nothing.
You see what I'm saying?
And you know what? You make a good point too, because if you're making videos for YouTube, that means you probably want the ads, right? But like you said, if you got like a course, you can kind of make the content you want to make as long as it you're promoting. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing content marketing. You just kind of you really can just make the content you want to make, and then that way you can attract people that you want to attract of like mind, and build a business like that. Right?
You can take your audience onto Subscribe Star, fan base, Patreon, make all the content you want and just have them pay for the shit over there, or do it on Odyssey and have the people pay for the shit over here. Like if YouTube is messing up and you don't like it, just take the people over there. If it's that much of a problem. But you have to understand that when you make content for the algorithm, what the algorithm gives, it will take away.
You said it's not going. It's like.
Did you? Oh, my audio's messed up.
No, I hear you.
Oh, you hear me?
Oh, through StreamYard. Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, yeah. If you hear me through StreamYard, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure you can hear me because I know I can be heard on the stream.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what the algorithm gives, it takes away. So if you just make content for the algorithm, eventually it will take away because the system is keyed in with various factors that no one understands or comprehends. Because it takes information from Google, things that Google sees, search trending information. It takes information from all kinds of shit, and then it'll apply that and mess with your channel. So if you make content solely for the algorithm, one day the algorithm may just say, hey, guess what? You popping, but you ain't popping right now.
Gotcha. I see exactly what you're saying. And really, I should start just building my email list too. Like, forget
You so if you're concerned, right, on if you want to like make a proper transition, the very first thing that you should focus on is your, content strategy. What type of content do you want to make? Who do you want to make it for? How do you want to make it? And is it something that you actually will enjoy making, or you want to make content for the algorithm to always just get trending and stuff like that? So those are decisions that you got to make for yourself. But once you get into that process, then you could worry about the email list, because it don't matter if with an email list if you ain't got a website. Like, then you can worry about the email list and sending out newsletters and things like that. But focus on the content, focus on the social media presence. Where are you at on social media? Which big social media platforms are you visible on? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on Facebook? Is your branding the same on LinkedIn? Is your branding the same on Twitter? Is your branding the same on Instagram? Can someone find you on Twitter, look you up on Instagram, check you out on YouTube? Everything is the same and makes sense. It's coherent. Okay?
Right, yeah, exactly. I'm really on Twitter other than this, but you're right. It's all the same.
Yeah, so you got to make sure. So, because if you want to build a list, you got to make sure that your social media presence makes sense across the landscape, right? So if you got a Twitter, Citizen Lou, then your Instagram is Travel Boy 369, and then on YouTube is Lou 369 Travel for Life. Like, that don't make sense. Everything has to make sense, so it can make sense to the people, so that they can find you easy and then they can relate to you. So then, instead of you just focusing on YouTube to get people on your email list, now you got them on Instagram. Now you got them on Twitter. Now you got them on LinkedIn. Now you have multiple points of connection to get people to connect with you on your email list, which is where you have it set up, where you're sending them weekly newsletters on whatever it is that you want to do.
Right. And then I even heard people talking about what they call stat padding with TikTok. Start making TikTok.
So TikTok, like, not everybody. TikTok is good, right? Not everybody has to do TikTok, right? Not everybody has. TikTok is good for businesses, but not everybody has to do TikTok, right? Reels is good. The Facebook video platform, Instagram Reels are good. Shorts don't really pay out as a lot, but you get a lot of views. Views is eyes. Eyes is traction. Traction is connections. Connections lead to people who connect with you on different platforms and possibly get onto your email list, right? So Reels is good. YouTube Shorts is good. YouTube doesn't pay a lot. Then there's Facebook video. So you don't have to be on TikTok, but if you want to be on TikTok, you can.
But no, you're right though, man. I don't even just start building out my my thing, like just keep putting out my content. Been working pre-record too, and everything.
Yeah, just mix it up. Then repurpose content on different platforms in the way the content works on that platform. So you just can't just like, that's why for me, it's important to have things look on point, right? Because when you're having things look on point, then you can repurpose them and they look good wherever you go to send the content, right? Because you can't repurpose StreamYard panels with avatars, womp, 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 womp. Like, that's not, like, that ain't gonna work on, like, yeah, like, womp, 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 womp. Like, hold on. I hit him with the.
Can I be heard?
Can I be heard?
Can I be heard? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Like, that's not gonna work. That's not, that's not popping everywhere. You see what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that the content that you're doing, if you want to do repurposing, you can repurpose it in other places.
You ain't lying on that. No, I'm with you on that. Nah, like I said, once again, you just dropped some game on me, man. Like I said, I'm almost at 1,000. Like I said, my goal this year was to get
Yeah,
this
that's what's
channel
up.
to
Yeah, me
1,000.
too.
Okay, we're almost there. Yeah, my goal was to get this to 1,000. I know I just got to keep building on it. I really ain't started making videos till last year, so I guess it's kind of deep.
Yeah.
I guess.
Just keep at it, man. When you make the decision to try like to segue into a different area with your content, man, just go ahead and do that. You know, you're gonna lose people, that's fine. You know, your hardcore fans are gonna be the people that stick with you no matter what type of content you're doing. Those are the people that you monetize and to become what they call your super fans, and those are gonna be the people that ride with you. Like you can monetize, you can make a lot of money just off 100 people.
Facts. That's a big fact.
Long term,
That's a
short
big
term.
fact. So, yeah, no, you're right about that. It really ain't about, because that's this guy I follow, man. He says that on you. He said like, don't be a YouTuber. Money on YouTube. He said like,
Who said that?
What's his name? Graham Cochran.
Okay, I think I've seen him before. Yeah.
Yeah, he said like, don't make videos for the algorithm. He said,
Listen, man. Listen.
He said exactly what you said. Actually,
listen. These people, and I'm not. You don't see creator, influencer, YouTube economy shit on my thumbnail banner. Like it ain't. Like sometimes you just gotta understand. Like you don't just make content for the algorithm, because when it decides to take shit from you, you're gonna be on here asking for like the guy was saying that he's gonna pay people $1,000 to comment on his video. Bro, that's down bad. Like that ain't, you know,
that is down.
That's down bad right there. You don't want to be in that position, B. Like I don't care how many subs you got. I don't care if you got 15 million subs. I don't care. You don't want to be in that position. You eventually, if your name ain't Mr. Beast, MKBHD, if that algorithm say, hey, yo, you ain't popping, that listen, that's it for you. You down bad, and then you talking about you gonna pay people $1,000 for some comments on your videos, bro. You down bad, and you get paid to help people with YouTube. You down bad right now.
That's a big fact. You ain't lying.
Just don't get caught up making content for the algorithm, man. Like, just don't do that. I try to tell people, don't do that. Like, don't get caught up in the thumbnails and in the SEO and in the trending analytic click-through rate, impressions, view. If you make stuff that people want to watch, they will watch your shit. It doesn't matter what your numbers say. If people want to watch what you're making, just make content that people want to watch. Because when you need the people to help you and the people to support you, it's the people that will support you, not the AI. AI ain't gonna support your ass.
Nope, sure won't.
All the AI don't even understand context. You just tell the AI what to do and it'll do it. And you're not the one that's telling them what to do. It's the people on the other side that's telling them what to do. And those people don't even know those people don't even know what it's doing anymore. So it's its own thing now. So, but whatever. And we ain't gonna get into that. But
no, I'm sure it's the people that's gonna help you out.
yeah, that's it, man. Just make content for the people that people want to watch. When you trying to do shit because it ain't gonna make money, or you want to do it for the analytics, eventually you gonna have to pivot because things are gonna change for you because you're focusing on something that has nothing to do with the people.
Right, exactly. You're trying to follow the algorithm. Oh, is this gonna hit? Is this gonna hit?
Listen, you trying to follow it. That's like, I don't want to get random mad because I ain't supposed to be talking about this shit that much, but that's like when you have like the whole Kevin Samuels thing, right? Because instead of making your own unique content, you're just trying to hijack what's going on with another creator. Eventually, he's going to have to pivot, and he has, and he's slowly doing it. He has to pivot because he's not going to be able to do what he's doing for very long, right? You're not going to be able to do that. That's just not going to work. It's not a long-term strategy, right? When he pivots, that's going to leave your channel in a dead zone because you were making content off of something that a person is no longer talking about. And now you have to go through the transition of changing your content to fit something else. And now you have to deal with that lull period. Now, if you have one person doing that, you multiply that by 100. And you have 100 people doing that every day. And we have 100 people doing that every day. How do you think that affects the overall targeted space when it comes to finding content and the content creators who's making that content?
No, that's a fact. You better hit it right on the head with that. You can't be over here like riding somebody else's wave, and then they change up, and then now a year later they try out something different, and then all the content you made, you actually put yourself in a trick bag. Because now all that content, nobody's watching it in the future, right? Nobody.
Yeah, no one's like you gotta pivot, but now that pivot gonna take longer for you now because you gotta reestablish yourself with what you're doing and then with the algorithm itself. And you multiply that by 100, and if you have a whole entire space of people doing that, what are the results? So when I saw that 2 years ago, I was like, okay, yeah, we're done. Okay, I said, okay, yeah, we're done, we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go over here now. We're good. We don't even gotta say anything about that. We're just gonna go over here. I seen what I need to see. I'm out, and that's it. So don't get caught chasing trends and algorithm, because eventually there's going to be a pivot either by what you're focusing on or by the actual algorithm itself, and then it's gonna leave you out here.
It's gonna leave you out there. No, that's a fact, man. I appreciate what you do, man. Because it's nobody really has these like YouTube content creator, powwows and chats and like what just giving out games. People, a lot of people just making content. They're not really worried about the meta of it. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Real Bro, what's going on? Yeah, I think things like you see, what I'm saying is not all the time new, but it's really the perspective of it, right? Because like if you're like a black YouTube content creator or whatever, my perspective about what I'm saying, it comes from like perspective of like what you do with an understanding, right? Like I'm not gonna say, doing content like that on YouTube. I get it. I understand. Like I can still give you that content, YouTube content information with understanding your perspective of what you're and the content that you make, without being judgmental about what you do or the people you talk to, what you talk about. It's still the same type of information, but the perspective is slightly different. But at the end of the day, it's still information that can help people. And there's a lot of people that need help.
A lot of people need help.
It don't matter how many subs they got. They need help. They got some things they got to figure out. And, I do my best. So I don't, like, people can come to me. They can come over here. They can come talk to me. I don't go to other channels to do the panel stuff because I'm just bringing something that's just out of place over there. But if you want, you can come over here. You can come talk to me over here.
No, that's a fact. That's how it be sometimes. Like just a little bit more. Like you said, just kind of respecting your content, respecting what you got going on. Like, man, my content ain't really for this audience.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're saying, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just respect what you're doing. Respect the process it takes to create content. Understand it takes time. Also, with time has to come evolution, and you have to evolve as a creator, and and show change and show progression. Because not only, like I told you, like when you saw the overlay and the light, you was like, oh shit. Like when you look,
yeah, when I hit the light switch,
yeah,
my
yeah.
Stuff, my stuff look way better.
Yeah, like when you look good and you sound good and you feel good, you want to do good and be better and do better.
With my little struggle studio.
Hey, listen, man. Look here, man. My first recorded YouTube video was a headphone review, and I had like this wooden countertop, and I put this blue curtain on top of it, and I had my little white studio lights, and I recorded out of my T2i. Okay, that was my first tech little tech video, right? And that was when YouTube was working properly, and I uploaded that shit. That shit got like 750 views, and I got 50 cents off of that. Okay, so like everybody has to start somewhere. Everybody don't start with no cinema red camera with all white studio and 4K ultra wide monitors and shit. Like everybody don't start like that. And even with what I have, this is okay. I don't want to gas it. It's not simple, but it's not complex either. This is stuff that was acquired over time. Like, yes, I have 2 computers. I have the studio monitors. I have the 1080p monitor here, the ultra wide monitor here, the tablet here. I got a couple of keyboards, a couple of mice. I got the interface. I got the nano leaves. I got the light on the back and the thing right here. And I got the mic with the boom arm and the camera with the lens. That's acquired over time. That's not instantly. And every piece of equipment that I bought, the replacement, I mastered it. So I mastered all of my equipment in here in my studio. I just don't buy things to upgrade and not know how to use them. Real Brother says, I've given away ideas that people are still using 22 months later. Being original is hard. Yeah. Yeah, people copy a lot of stuff, man, for real. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I'm with you on that. I think too, just kind of like take a little bit more time on my thumbnails, actually, because my click-through rate is 6.
Okay.
That's good. Is that good?
I mean, that's good. So the thing with thumbnails, right? I always try to make sure people understand this, right? The thumbnail is just for the click. Like, so if you're getting clicks with your thumbnails, like, don't overthink it. You know, you can always go back and do more for thumbnails, but just do not get caught up with the thumbnails. Okay? Because thumbnails is just for the click. A thumbnail does not guarantee someone's going to watch your video.
Right.
Because you want retention. You just don't want a click and a view. You want retention. You want people to sit there and watch the video, right? So it doesn't matter if they click the video. It doesn't matter if they click the video, but if they're not watching it, there's no point, right? So make the job of the thumbnail is just to get the click. That is, get the impression, get the click. So people can see the video. People seeing the videos based on the title, the description box, and the tags and the information, the SEO information that's on the video itself. That's where the impression comes in. That's where it gets sent out to multiple people. The click is just for the thumbnail. Like, hey, I like this thumbnail. Let's click. And I click it. And that's it. Some people just read the title and click. Some people just look at the thumbnail and click. There's different people everywhere. I talk to people where they just like, so when you're listening to like these, YouTube helper people, don't get caught up because some people are trained to think like the algorithm, right? Instead of thinking like people, right? And so when you're talking, when you're thinking like a person, you're talking to a person that's thinking like the algorithm, right? So people, I had a conversation with 2 people, and they were telling me, oh, if the title's cut off on the YouTube app or the YouTube website, I don't click the video. And I was like, well, I mean, I clicked the video anyway. And it says, really, but how do you know? I mean, it's just a click. I don't, I mean, I'm just clicking a video. It's not that difficult for me. Like, just click the video. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's
Right.
but that's how the conversation goes. Like, you're thinking like a person. Like, oh, all right, let's see what he's talking about. Like 1 second, 3 seconds is not a lost in time in life. It's 3 seconds. It takes you longer to shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get caught up with thumbnails. If you're getting clicks with your thumbnails, just go ahead and keep it pushing with that. Eventually you could come back and say, so look, let me show you my thumbnails, man. Like on my YouTube channel, I've gone through all types of phases with my thumbnails, right? So, and I've deleted videos, right? So if you go all the way down here, right? So I had these thumbnails like right here, why live streaming has changed the game. And then I changed it and I was using thumbnails like that. And then I changed this thumbnails. I was using this thumbnails for my Tech and Chill streams. And then I had this thumbnail. That's a custom thumbnail I did. Then you got the YouTube arrow and shit, right? And then I'm just doing regular thumbnails. Then I got this graphic YouTube pack. So I've kind of been editing the thumbnails more. And now I got this thumbnail right here, right? So this is my Tech and Chill stream thumbnail. And I use that thumbnail for all my streams. You know, it looks a nice looking thumbnail, high quality, got a lot going on, you know, gets people attention, whatever. And then for my creator pull-up stream, I have a nice, really high quality thumbnail with the person that looks really nice. And I mean, it's artistic and I love it. It looks great. And I mean, that's just the way I do it. Like you could show that to somebody and they'll say probably, oh, it's, you know, got a lot going on, blah, blah, blah. Not a clear value proposition. Look here, man. I think this shit is fire. The people I make it for, they like it. Everybody like it. It is what it is. You know, we're not going to lose sleep over the thumbnail. The main focus is going to be the content, okay? And that's about it. So, Lou, if you're still there, I'm going to wrap it up. I think he on mute right now. I'll let Lou say his final words. What's going on, Real? You got Real Brother still? I don't know. Perspective, Stilo. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. I don't know where Lou went, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So shout out to Lou for tuning in, and I appreciate it. Shout out to Citizen Lou. I appreciate you for pulling up. It's all good. I'm gonna wrap up the StreamYard from here now. So in closing, man, don't let the tips and the hacks and the tricks confuse you, get you caught up, and cause the stagnation and prevent you from making content. Like, don't do that. Always focus on the content. Always focus on your purpose and your strategy and what you're trying to do. At the end of the day, that's going to be the main goal. That's going to be the main focus. That's what you really need to do. But man, it's been a minute since we had this one on here. You know, when you hear this song beat, oh my goodness, it's time to get on up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, we do call it the coldest outro in the game, and cold it is indeed. I had a great stream, 3.5 hours in. We're wrapping up, man, but I appreciate everybody for tuning in and tuning out to the stream. It's been a great one. I covered a lot of topics. Commentary and critique, YouTube tips, don't help creators grow, creator coaches, and hacks. Man, I wish people would just not get caught up with the algorithm, man. I want people to not get caught up in making content for the AI, man, because the AI will always take and give. You know, Perspective says you hear that song, it's time. Yes, it's time. It's time. But I just want people just to focus, man. Make content for people. When you got problems with your content, it's going to be the people that come there and help you. It's not the AI. AI ain't coming for you. AI ain't coming to save you. The algorithm ain't coming to save you. It's the people. When you're pleading to the people for help, it's the people that come and help you. So work with the people. Make content that people want to watch, and the people will always do right by you. When you make content for the algorithm will give and it will take, and it'll leave you out there with a big ass L. Like, look, hold that. Don't put yourself in that position. Make content that people want to watch. People will always be your fans, your super fans. the people who watch you will tune in and tune out, support you. Like you guys support me whenever I go live. Like you guys support me when I dip and dip out and dip in. That's who you have to make content for. That's what you do to YouTube for the people. Not for the algorithm, not for the clicks and views, but for the people. But until next time, good night.